Good evening, Crimson Tide Nation, and welcome to the 88th edition of the Alabama Crimson Tide Live College Show. From yours truly, Jackson Johnson. Jeffrey from All Talk Sports will be here in just a little bit, as we'll be taking your calls all right here on the Alabama Crimson Tide, all right here. We'll be discussing quite a lot about our reactions to the TV schedule announcements for the rest of the 2026 season. But remember, most of them are flats. Besides Alabama, Georgia being the night game, well, we knew it would be like a night game. We just don't know if it's on ESPN or ABC just yet. But I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to be in for a good time for a long time, all right here. And of course, we just want to give you a reminder that this episode of the Alabama Crimson Tide Live College Show is presented by FanDuel, where you can get top-notch predictions in the world of college baseball. Yeah, well, college baseball predictions. And we're going to look at the over-under, the odds, and who's the favorite. Now, as of right now, North Carolina is the favorite to win this series right here. Alabama is the lowest. West Virginia is, well, no. Alabama is lower than Oklahoma and Troy. But still, though, not so fast. That's what I say. I think Alabama could beat Oklahoma. But Georgia, Texas is going to be a good one on Saturday as well. But let's go ahead and just check out the lines on these guys. So it's basically SEC versus the field. The SEC is favored because, I mean, it makes sense because you got 5 teams in the SEC. You got Ole Miss, Georgia, Texas, Alabama, Oklahoma. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at Major League Baseball, shall we? So we've got the Braves and the Mets on Friday night. Tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Central Time. And the Braves are 1.5 favorite. I'm just going to tell you, I believe the Braves can get it done again. They can really get it done again against the Mets. It's going to be a good one. That's what I'll put on my Friday parlay, but I will also put the Dodgers on my Friday parlay as well. No, I'll go with the Brewers. 1.5. And let me see. So the over-under is 8.5 runs for Braves Mets. And the over-under is 8 runs for the Yankees Blue Jays. But, you know, I'm going to go with the over-under on the Braves Mets, where it's just going to be 10 runs total. I think that's going to be a 8-3 win over the Mets. The Dodgers, that's going to be over 8.5 runs. That's going to be a 8-4 victory over the White Sox. The Brewers, I think, are going to win 5-3 against the Phillies. I think that's what's going to happen right there. So that is my Friday parlay. So these are the spreads we've taken a look at. I just think that we're going to see a wild Friday, of course. But the big show is going to be the NBA Finals, no doubt about that. So we're going to be in for a wild ride, of course. All right here on Alabama Crimson Tide Live and on Alabama with the Voice of College Football. And there is our co-host, Jeffrey, at Only Talk Sports. How you doing tonight, good buddy, man? Nits, where you out?
Doing all right, Jackson. How about you?
I'm doing all right, man. Doing all right. Oh, man. Like, that was a wild game last night between the Nits and the Spurs, wasn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, it was a snooze fest in the first half, unless you were a Spurs fan. I mean, it was ugly. I was streaming that game last night. Would have highly considered ending the stream, but Knicks started to come back in the second half. They were down 27 at the half, but they just kept chipping away at it. And what's crazy is the Spurs scored 76 points in the first half, and they only scored 30 in the entire second half. An NBA team scored 30 points in 24 minutes. Yeah. That's insane. I mean, to go from hitting 14 threes in the first half and 76 points for the Spurs to then only hitting 3 threes in the second half. It's only scoring 30 points. Is one of the biggest collapses I've ever seen. And what makes it even crazier is that, yeah, it was a collective failure by the Spurs, but De'Aaron Fox, I hate to single him out, but he was awful. He turned it over so many times last night in the second half. It was insane. And Brunson hit big shots. Towns, he was in foul trouble. He hit that big three. But OG Anunoby, the star of the
He's
show,
a triple
for the
G
New
right
York
there.
Knicks. I mean, 33 points, getting the block on Fox at the end, and then getting the game-winning putback after Brunson missed the three. I mean, if the Knicks win the series, you might have to give him Finals MVP. You legitimately might have to give him Finals MVP for that.
Yeah, and I'm not surprised by the comeback because they did something similar against the Cavaliers in one of the games, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I kind of figured it was coming. Like I was like, yeah, I'm not turning off a game just because it looks over. That's a rule I've got for me. I don't expect everybody else to follow that rule, but it's just a rule for me.
I mean, sometimes people have to go to bed, like if a game is close, they'll stay up. But like if a game looks like it's over, you got to go to bed and get up the next day early in the morning. That's why some people do it.
Oh,
They would love to stay up for all games, but sometimes you just can't. But
true.
That's why. I mean, if you're able to stay up though, you don't want to turn a game off because you'll miss it. It's like even that the hockey game the other night. Carolina was down by 4. It was like 4-0 in the Stanley Cup Finals game. I think it was game 2.
Oh, yeah.
And then Carolina came all the way back, or game 3. Carolina came all the way back, tied it up, and went to overtime. And even though they lost 5-4, I mean, that was a great comeback. So, I mean, if you turn a game off too early, you might miss an incredible finish.
Yeah, that's why it's like I don't expect everybody to stay up. That's why it's like I'm willing to just take one for the team. It's like I'll just be like, you go on sleep. I'll keep watch just in case. So there we go. But yeah. So we had a wild night last night. It was pretty fun watching the magic of Game 4, and we got Kate the Diesel Freak just coming in, and we got Michigander in the chat, and we got our first caller tonight. You know him. You love him. You know him as the Godfather of the SEC. How you doing tonight, good buddy?
This is for Georgia. Pull over. Put your hands up. Cut the engine off.
That's why it's so ironic that Georgia's athletic director is running his mouth about, oh, we're not scheduled to take. It's like, okay, take care of your own house before you comment on other.
Yeah, I mean, it does come off very hypocritical, because, again, they've got their own issues that they need to fix. And I mean, I don't know. I mean, a lot of Texas Tech fans are upset with the way people are reacting to their team. And, I mean, I can understand as a Texas Tech fan, it's like, well, what do we do? It's not our fault. I get it, but it's the same thing with the Alabama thing. We had a player that was ineligible that played this past season. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't like it because he shouldn't have been able to play. But I mean, some Alabama fans defended it. I didn't blame Nate Oates. I mean, Nate Oates played the guy because they ruled him eligible, but should he be able to play? No. It's the same thing here. It's like you can say, hey, it's not Texas Tech's fault, but what makes it worse is that what kind of judge is it? It's the judge that ruled that he could play is someone.
Oh, you got the attorney general
with Texas Tech, kind of like the judge that ruled that Bediako could play was an Alabama judge. A fan, like actually like a fan of the team. That's the problem. The ties there. There's bias. Like you are biased toward that university and you are ruling in favor of said player to benefit your team. You're not ruling the way you're supposed to rule in an impartial situation. So that's what makes it tough. But you could argue that there's actually a lot of similarities to the Bediako thing with Alabama versus the Sorsby thing. The difference, though, is that Bediako didn't do anything like wrong outside of he tried to play again. And that judge ruled that he shouldn't have, but he did. Obviously, he ended up getting banned again. But I wasn't too mad at Nate Oates for that. Again, I understand why he played him. They allowed him to. But the difference here is that literally Brendan Sorsby, did the unforgivable with sports. I mean, you think about it as a fan. I know we don't go too much on this again. We talked about the other night. I'm not, but as a fan, you want to believe that the games you watch are legit.
Right.
They're legit games. You don't want that to be called into question. There's a reason why Pete Rose and other situations in the past were handled the way they were, even if they were handled too severely, but they were handled the way they were for a reason. So people can believe in the authenticity and the legitimacy of sports. Kind of like that referee that got in trouble in the 2000s with the NBA for gambling on the betting on the games. What happened? They fired him and he got banned from refereeing because you can't do that. I understand that Brendan Sorsby, when he was betting on his team to win, he wasn't playing at Indiana. He was a bench player, but you still can't do that. You can't do that, and the problem is my biggest fear here. I'm not fearful, oh, I'm scared. It's not that type of fear. But my biggest worry about what's going to occur in the future is the fact that because Brendan Sorsby has presumably for now gotten away with what he did, other players are going to be like, well, I can do it too.
Oh, we can get the Attorney General to comment on our behalf. It's like, yeah.
You can't allow something to occur that's wrong. Because if you do, other people are going to do it. Oh, and that's going to just completely throw legitimacy out the window. I mean, you're going to watch a game and you're going to see, oh, this team was up by 25 and then they fall apart. Was that legit? You know what I'm saying? Was something, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to think that, man. You want to watch sports and you want to enjoy the game. And if your team wins, they win. If your team loses, they lose. But I mean, it's getting ridiculous. It's so problematic. And like I said, I hope the best for Sorsby. I hope he, gets better, and doesn't have any more issues with that stuff. But I mean, the situation sucks. And the way some of these fans are reacting, if you're a Texas Tech fan, some of you got to be better, man. There were some Alabama fans that should have reacted to the Bediako thing better. I agree with that. I was not for it. You remember me. I was not for it. He should not have been eligible. He should not have played. He should never played a minute for Alabama basketball. Never. It should not have happened.
It made us look bad.
But the thing is here, if you're a Texas Tech fan, you should not be happy right now. Okay? You should not be for this. I understand you, but why are you able to say how I should be feeling? I get that. I'm not saying that I have the right there. I don't have the right, but it's a morality thing at this point. I mean, if you support Sorsby's ability to play when he did what he did, and you're basically supporting every single player to do it, and you're just completely throwing legitimacy and morality out of college sports forever. And I don't know why you want to support that just because it's your player and your team, but some people support their team too far. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
They support their team so far that no matter what they do, it's okay. And I don't agree with that. I'm sorry.
It's so wrong. And here's something that's been driving me nuts. This is a headline that I saw. I swear I thought I was in a movie, but I saw this from On3. So we have a 2026 Senate candidate and a guy who's also the Attorney General for the state of Texas named Ken Paxton saying to the Big 12, and he's literally saying this. He's telling people at the Big 12, sending a letter saying, if you move to punish Texas Tech or Brendan Sorsby in any way, shape, form, I'm going to sue your ass. Dude. Not okay. Not okay. You're supposed to be thinking about your Senate campaign or something. Dude, you're literally threatening a conference. Don't you have better things to do with your time? You know what I'm thinking? I want to know if he's really thinking about the state of Texas, then that was the wrong way to go about it. That was obviously the wrong way to go about it. You don't go You don't go using your position of authority to go, oh, well, I'm going to have your job or I'm going to throw you in court. Like, no. No, 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 no. That's bad. That's bad.
Yeah, well, I mean, completely lost the plot there.
This is a whole South Park episode right there.
I don't understand it, Jackson. I mean, we talk about sports on this channel, and we've talked about sports. I mean, we go off the rails, talk about cartoons, and we goof around and stuff, music. You know what I mean. But like, we keep it strictly sport. Obviously, when you had the round table, and stuff like that, we talk about, you have to bring up like the Senate, what the Supreme Court was ruling with NIL and all that type of stuff. So sometimes, you have to talk about, government stuff. But it's like, so many people out there, they just want to watch sports, man. Exactly. You know what I mean? They just want to watch sports. They don't want, I mean, two separate things, right? You got government, you got sports, you got all that type of stuff. But it's like, it just keeps fusing together. I mean, you had the LSU governor with the Lane Kiffin stuff. You got this. It's just, the NIL and the round table, Nick Saban talking to the president, all this type of stuff going on. It's just, it's just bad, man. It's just so annoying.
Last night,
it's so annoying, man.
Oh man, yeah, like last night's episode of SEC Live, where Chris Phillips joined Tucker Harlan, Andrew Miller, myself. He said, like, in a lot of the episode, where he was like, when I first got into covering college football, covering college sports, I didn't cover it to go in to talk about Nick Saban speaking to Congress or like this.
But that's how this changed, though, Jackson. I like, we're younger than him, or I am, But I'm just, everybody's seeing this thing. Like I've talked to people, Jackson, recently, and it's just like, some people are like, just, I'm not saying they're not watching sports anymore, but they're just like, they're getting it. The fatigue is there with all the rulings, and it's getting involved at the judicial level and all this type of crap. It's just, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that shows you that college sports has lost their way. The NCAA has lost their way. I mean, it's not an autonomous ruling body anymore. You have to get involved with rules and government law over and over again because it's so messed up. I mean, like, a player's out of eligibility. Let's sue and get involved with the court so I can play another year. You're supposed to be out of eligibility. If you're out of eligibility, you're out of eligibility. Now we've got, now we're going to do the 5-year rule where everybody's going to have a 5th year. It was supposed to be 4 years, and you got a 5th year if you got hurt or sick or something. You know what I mean? Like, that's not complicated. But now, you had the pandemic thing, so then you had an extra year, and now guys are suing for 5, 6, 7, and 8 years of eligibility. No. And the NCAA should not be losing these cases. Why are they losing these cases? Like, these players are suing, and they're actually winning, and they're getting to play. And I understand people are like, well, why are you not supportive of the player? Why are you? I'm not saying I support the NCAA over the player all the time, but a lot of these suing, they should not be winning. Brendan Sorsby should not have won this. This should have never even have gone to court or any type of legal thing. He lost. He literally did he bet on his own team. Multiple teams. That, like, dude. Like, that should be over. I mean, you're done. Like, I hate you did that, but it should be over. You can't do that. I don't know. And he wins. He gets an injunction, whatever, all that crap, where it's like, he's suspended for 2 games, but he's fine the rest of the year. And then because the court's dragging it out that they're going to meet and rule or whatever in February of next year, why does it take that long to rule something? You've got the evidence that he did it. He did it. He admitted that he did it. He went to rehab for it. I mean, he could literally just declare for some supplemental draft and go pro next year, or, go to the Canadian League. I don't know, like, play for Canada this year, and then I mean, he's a good player. I got nothing.
I would be down to watch.
Able to play after that.
Yeah, I'll be down to watch. Yeah, I mean, I'll be down to watch Brendan Sorsby on the CFL. No
I don't
problem.
know, man. I just don't get it, Jackson. I really don't. I mean, we've completely lost the way here.
Like
I'm seeing so many fans, like, I say what I'm saying, like he shouldn't be able to play, and then you've got Texas Tech fans saying, "What's wrong? Like, he should be able to play."
Yeah,
What? I don't know, man.
I will say that
Georgia fans are defending their team. We've seen it for years now. Like, Stetson Bennett knocking on doors drunk. You've got DUIs. You've got shoplifting. You've got all this crap going on with their program, and people are like, "Yeah, as long as Kirby's winning, I don't care." Dude, you cannot think this way. And you'd be like, well, if it was happening in Alabama, if it was happening in Indiana, you wouldn't be saying this.
like,
I literally have. I did not support the Holloway thing. I hate that he did that. I can't believe he did that. I wish he hadn't done that. I didn't support the Brandon Miller situation. I didn't support the Charles Bediako situation. I don't support that crap. When people do wrong, I don't like it. If I do wrong, if any of us do wrong, we should get in trouble. That's how it works. It's called law. You have laws. If you don't have law, then you're just going to have people getting away with everything. And then it's going to be a crazier world than it already is. You can't do wrong, and then it's just everything's fine because you're an athlete. Just because you're an athlete, you shouldn't get away with stuff that normal people don't get away with. It makes no sense. And then the fact that fans are actually defending the players is what's mind-boggling to me, because it's your team. That's not enough of a reason. That is not enough of a reason for stuff like that to be okay. It's not. Like, I don't hear Louisville fans supporting Rick Pitino. I don't. Rick Pitino got fired. Now, I still don't know the full extent of what he knew or what he didn't know, because I really don't know. I'm not there. But, you know, if he did know about the stuff that was going on at Louisville at that time that they said, that's crap. And it makes sense that he got fired. But I don't see Louisville fans supporting that. I don't see Indiana fans supporting Bobby Knight for hitting players and student athletes. Again, I like Bob Knight because I think overall he was a good person. I really believe that he had good intentions, but he took things too far. And I don't support what he did there. He went too far at times. He shouldn't have done the certain things that he did. He took it too far. But as a person overall, I think he had a lot of good there, and he did do a lot of good things for Indiana. But I don't see Indiana fans supporting the bad things that he did. But now we're just in 2026. I'm seeing people on the internet, fans of teams, supporting the wrongdoing that their student athletes are doing. And again, we're forgetting that term student athlete because they've become paid players. That student athlete term is just gone. No one even talks about that anymore. Who cares about the free scholarship and all that? It's just NIL, money, Lamborghinis, people getting in trouble. I'm sorry. I got nothing against people having a Lamborghini, by the way. I'm not jealous of that. It's great if you have a Lamborghini. But we've gone too far. I don't even – my reaction to the Ken Paxton thing is nothing. I got nothing to say. I got nothing to say about that crap. Nothing. It's nothing that – I don't know, dude. We've gone too far. It's sad, man. That's sad. Sure. That's a very despicable thing that you just showed. That is insane.
Yeah. I mean, it's like the attorney general – like, you should never have to have an attorney general speak on something like now. Like, the attorney general just needs to kind of focus on what other goings are going on in the state of Texas, not the Brendan Sorsby situation, because I feel like he's not really focusing on things they should be focusing on. Oh, there we go. I like this comment. Hey, especially for the beginning at every Only Talk Sports video show. Like, I mean, because like I would buy that.
I appreciate that.
Jeffrey, what do you say, bobblehead? You need a bobblehead like Jeffrey?
Yeah, we need a Jeffrey bobblehead.
And they made a Curse Signetti one, so yeah.
Well, we also need some Only Talk Sports T-shirt ideas, like, because I mean, like, there's one I've got one that says, "Don't be a Dick Vitale," not meaning, you know, don't be a Dick Vitale, but it's just don't be a dick.
It's no slight against Dick Vitale because he's awesome, but you know.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, the comment above, he says, "Surely not all Texas Tech fans think it's right." I agree with that. Yeah. I definitely want to preface that. I completely agree. I'm sure there are tons of Texas Tech fans that agree that he shouldn't be able to play and don't like what's going on. But it's the social media, the people on there. And that's what's frustrating. And I have to remember that. We all have to remember that sometimes, because I sometimes don't remember that. And I'm not saying I don't remember it, but when you see people saying stuff online and it's just over and over Texas Tech fans, and you know who you are, Texas Tech fans online. That's the ones that are saying that stuff supporting Sorsby and all that type of stuff. It makes it feel like that's what everyone thinks, and that's not true. Obviously, that is not true. It's not.
It's like there's a silent majority that definitely agree with you. It's just like there's like a loud minority of people that run their mouths a lot on social media,
kind of like the ones that say the Big 12 is the best conference. And it's like, I hate to break it to you, but there's nothing great about the Big 12 in football when it comes to greatest. Yeah, in the grand scheme of things, they're a great conference. They're third or fourth best out of 9. Great, but you know what I mean? Like you're not the greatest league anymore. You lost your bet. Again, there are people that will drive a point into the ground that there's a difference if you've got an argument. I'm sure there's times I've said stuff that people are like, all right, Jeffrey, you've made your point. You know, not everybody's going to agree with you, and I respect that. It's just the way it is. Not everybody's going to agree. No one's going to agree on everything that you think. You know, that's just the way it is. But there are times, and we know those people online that have sports takes that are just completely false, and they'll never be true ever in any reality, and they'll still hammer it home like, this is true. Like, no, it's not. There's not a single person on the planet that legitimately thinks the Big 12 is the best conference in football. Basketball, okay. Argument. There's an actual argument. Big 12 basketball, not Big 12 football. It's not. The Big 10 SEC are so far ahead, it's not even close. Not even close. Your best team, Texas Tech, look what they did in the playoffs. You got nothing. Absolutely. I'm sorry. Like, the Big 12 is not the best league, but these people will hammer it home. And that's like you said, Jackson, it's that minority that's loud.
Hold on one sec. We got our buddy Mountaineer Paul in the chat for Locked On West Virginia, giving out the Wookiee noises.
Whatever it is. That sounds like a car trying to start. Y'all remember when Texas Tech run Tommy Tuberville off? Y'all remember that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, like they ran him off so much that he wanted to go to Cincinnati. Like, that was so funny, though. And I was going to ask you, gentlemen, so we saw the TV schedules get well, a lot of the games are in the flats window for the SEC. But have y'all seen them just yet?
Like, oh, yeah.
I have not, so I would definitely.
Throw it up there where they can see it.
So we've got we know Alabama's going to be on at noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central. Alabama, Kentucky is at 2:30 Central, 3:30 p.m. Eastern.
That's the old CBS slot.
Yeah.
If I had it my way, I would have had ABC, ESPN, and CBS have the SEC, and also just have like CBS have a few other conferences.
I will say I like that Ohio State Texas is a night game because it's at Texas time versus when it was at Ohio State, it's the noon game because Fox is the noon slot, which is their best slot. That being a night game, that's going to be an incredible atmosphere to me, and I think a lot of people agree. Not everybody, but most people agree that these type of games like this should always be at night. I think they should be. It makes it better, man. The crowd, a night crowd is better, undeniably. And also it's like most people, you know, as well, like you get your Saturday, you know, if you got stuff to do on Saturday, some people work, you know, maybe you got, you know, stuff to do, and then you sit down and you get to watch the best game of the week at night at 7:30. Whereas I swear, man, a lot of people miss the noon game. I know Fox does great numbers for the noon game, and they do for the big noon kickoff or whatever, but there are a lot of people that just miss the game. Or it sucks if you do watch the game. If you're someone that watches football from 12 to 12 at night, you watch every game, like all the time slots, and you switch channels and stuff, it sucks because your best game's gone. You know what I mean? Like you have your Saturday, and then you have your best game at noon, and then after that, all the games are like a downgrade from there. You know what I mean? So it's like, to me, it's just better when you've got the marquee game at night like this one.
And we've got the Tennessee Georgia Tech game on 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. I mean, That's gonna be a fun one. Like it's like I call that an OG SEC game because, like, of course, Georgia Tech was in the SEC from 1932 to 1963, so it was like that. That's pretty fun. I just want to see a Bama Georgia Tech game. I just want to see it.
About that Arkansas Utah game at 10:15.
Oh, Arkansas was complaining about, it's late. It's like, yeah, because you're going to get chewed up like a chicken nugget by Utah. You know it. You're going to get, like, Utah's going to get the switch out and the belt out and spank you at night.
Out behind the barn, out behind the barn.
Oh, they're going to have a talk with Arkansas in the barn.
Yeah, and then they're going to look at that quick turnaround for Arkansas. They're having the latest game the week before and then the earliest game the week after. It's like, oh, can't have that.
Well, that's the thing I didn't get. I didn't understand Alabama, South Carolina being considered a night game for week 4. I don't understand that one bit because, I mean, that feels more like a 2:30 game or an 11 a.m. game.
Yeah, it could have been a noon game.
Yeah, because, I mean, honestly, that does not scream nighttime to me.
I mean, especially considering you've got Oklahoma, Georgia, and then Texas A&M, LSU same week.
Yeah.
I mean, those are 2 marquee games. And even Ole Miss, Florida is going to draw probably more.
Well, yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. That don't really make any sense. I mean, South Carolina, Bama is definitely a noon game type of game to me.
But at least they got Alabama, Mississippi State on as the noon slot, 11 a.m. slot. I just want to see if it's going to be on ESPN or ESPN2. So.
Probably ESPN.
It might be.
Yeah. Or maybe put it on SC Network, or if they really want to get viewers, put it on Disney Channel, have Phineas and Ferb call a game. I mean, nobody's going to get excited by Alabama, Mississippi State. But they'll get excited if they have. Yeah, I mean, because it's like ESPN does that with the NFL where they have like their little cartoon movies, doing like little Monday Night Football events. Why not do the same with Alabama, Mississippi State? And if you got like your upcoming season premiere of Phineas and Ferb coming on Disney, you can use that to promote the show, and it makes a little more money for Alabama, Mississippi State, and it makes Mississippi State not seem so depressing.
How the minions call the ball game.
Gene Bob! Gene Bob!
What I don't understand is that 3:30 game there with Oklahoma, Texas being ABC or ESPN. Shouldn't that just be straight up ABC?
That's what I was thinking.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, ABC or ESPN. I mean, it'd be different if it was ABC/ESPN. You know how sometimes games are on both, but you're going to say ABC or you're not going to put that game on ESPN just alone. There's no way. That screams ABC. I mean, that just seems kind of like that to me. Like, that's one of those games that you kind of just chisel in there, like how Michigan, Ohio State's already on Fox. It's like it's on Fox. You know what I mean? Big noon kickoff. That should just be already like 3:30 on ABC. That's a pencil in type of thing to me. I mean, because it's one of the best rivalries. I don't know if you agree, but like Alabama Auburn was always like the CBS game. So like to me, like there's some games that if you're gonna already have like the 3:30 slot there, just put it on ABC.
Yeah, I mean, but either way, it's like we do know Alabama, Georgia is going to be on ABC, where we got like Chris Fowler, Kirk Herbstreit on the call, and I think we could see a Bama win again over Georgia in the regular season,
probably.
But the third Saturday in October, something tells me they're saving that for nighttime. Like, no way they're not going to have it at nighttime or. Not at 2:30 at the very least, but we know that's going to be an ABC game. That's the best game of the week for week 7.
Alabama, Tennessee, is that usually that's always been a 2:30 game most of the time.
Yeah, like I know like Tucker was talking about this last night SEC show, like the last time Alabama Tennessee was at night in Knoxville was 2014, I believe.
It's been a few days ago. Yeah.
Yeah. That's when they had old Sergeant Carter, aka Butch Jones, the champion of life.
Yeah, Alabama, I mean, just so many of their games, growing up for me has always been the CBS game. It's always been the 3:30 game. So it's just weird now that, it could be 3:30, it could be 7:30. I mean, obviously Alabama still had night games and earlier games in the past, but like they had so many of the primetime game, which was the CBS 3:30 slot, because they were usually the best team with Nick Saban and they always got priority. So like, out of the 12-game season, Alabama might have 6 of them on CBS. I mean, that's how many of them there were. So it's just different now.
I could see where Alabama Texas A&M is going to be a 2:30 game. Yeah, Alabama Texas A&M will be 2:30, and they have Texas Ole Miss at night on ABC because of the fact that you got Arch Manning going against Ole Miss, because you see that his grandfather Archie represents Ole Miss. Then you got Uncle Eli Manning at Ole Miss. That whole Manning family. I mean, you really think they're not going to have that be an ABC game?
I mean, probably, but I mean, you could argue it depends obviously on how it goes. But the A&M Bama game could be better. That's not to say it won't, because I mean, maybe Ole Miss still is really good and whatever, but the reason a lot of these games are flex is because just say Ole Miss is like 3-4 at this point, 3-5. They're having an awful year. Then should that game be the primetime game? No. So I mean, as of right now, with Ole Miss having a number 9 and Texas having a number 5 next to them, it looks like, hey, that's a better game. But you don't know how that game's going to look by this point in the season. The further you get in the season, the less predictive we can be on, this is going to be a primetime game. I mean, Indiana Penn State ended up being a classic last year because, Omar Cooper's catching all that. But, like, Penn State ended up not being that great. Even though they still had talent, they ended up not being that great. So it made that game not look like a big deal, even though it still was a good game. It's just, the way that they schedule it is based off of how are the teams doing. Like, Indiana, when Kurt Signetti in his first year at Indiana, all their games were like on Big Ten Network until like week 8. Once they kept winning and winning and winning, then they were finally like, all right, we'll put Indiana on Fox. We'll put Indiana on ABC, CBS, because they're like, well, they're undefeated and they're having a great year. So that's why I kind of wish college basketball was the same way, because you remember that one year that it was during the year that there were no fans in the stands. Kentucky had a bad year. Duke had a bad year. Carolina had a bad year. And all those teams were still on ABC every week and ESPN. Like, literally, it was like, Kentucky versus, like, Tennessee's the primetime game on, College Game Day is going to be there. And Kentucky's record was, like, 10-15. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's my point. Like, that's the issue with college basketball, is that sometimes, how often do we see it, Jackson, where a top 5 matchup is, like, on Big Ten Network?
A lot.
Or on SEC Network, because
not a whole lot.
Nebraska ended up being good. No, it happens all the time, actually. Pretty frequently. It happens pretty frequently. Nebraska ended up being very good last year in college basketball. Do you remember that one game they had against Illinois? It was on Big Ten Network. Yeah. It was on Big Ten Network. It was a top 10 battle. Whereas the Fox game was like Ohio State versus, like, Purdue. I don't know, some average team. Purdue. Purdue was decent. They were good. But you know what I mean? Like, what game was better? It was the Nebraska game. But, like, no one thought Nebraska was going to be that good. So that's the issue when you go ahead and schedule so far ahead. You're thinking, well, these are going to be the primetime games. These are going to be the good matchups, and they don't end up being. Because, things can change. Like, injuries can happen or a team don't end up being good. That's why I like football's method, where they wait to schedule these. So that's where, like, if a team ends up being poor, then, hey, we'll put them on SEC Network instead, even though we thought this would have been like an ABC game at week 1. We'll put it on SEC Network because it ends up not being as good of a game as we thought. That's why, I think it's better the way college football schedules.
I think, honestly, that Ole Miss Texas, something tells me they're going to have a hell of a lot of promotion around it. They're going to have, like, the Manning cast reaction on ESPN2 or something. I think they're going to have something like that for Ole Miss Texas. I just don't see how ESPN doesn't, because something tells me they're going to do that.
Gotta capitalize.
Oh, they will.
See, look, they didn't look like Oklahoma, Texas, ABC or ESPN, but they've already got Florida, Georgia penciled in for ABC.
Oh, yeah.
Why not do the same with Oklahoma, Texas?
I guess they're keeping the suspense going.
I think more people at this point would say Oklahoma, Texas is better than Florida, Georgia.
Oh, that's true.
Florida's not good.
They
Until
suck.
Florida gets good, Oklahoma, Texas is better than Florida, Georgia.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
I know people will say, what about Bama, Auburn? Bama, Auburn's still better than all of them because it's Bama, Auburn. Like Auburn would have to be trash for like the next 20 years for that game to like really start to like slip in the all-time rankings for rivalries. Alabama, Auburn is still, I guess, as of right now, the second best rivalry. I don't even like saying that because it should be the best. It should be number one. It should be over Michigan, Ohio State. Michigan, Ohio State, their hatred is so, like, the social media hatred is what makes it number one.
Oh, man,
I'm sorry. I know Ohio State and Michigan fans disagree. It's number one. Alabama, Auburn. You go back and you read lists like in 2012 on ESPN, like old lists for all-time rank. Alabama, Auburn was always number one on those lists 15 years ago. It's because social media has made the Ohio State, and plus they're mostly good every year. Auburn slipped. Auburn's been bad for years now, and that makes it start to slide. Like, if you go back to the 90s, Indiana, Purdue was right there with Carolina, Duke. Because Indiana's been bad for the last 20 years, Indiana, Purdue is not even thought of as a top 3 rivalry anymore. They're starting to put like Kentucky, Louisville ahead of it and stuff. It's just sad. I mean, that's what happens when one team is not good. Because I think I look at Alabama, Auburn, and Ohio State, Michigan as neck and neck. But with each passing year, Alabama, Auburn looks worse. Even though there's still been some good games between the two, Auburn's not relevant. They're just not. They're not relevant.
So we've got Alabama, LSU for Week 10. That's obviously going to be a night game. I mean, I know they're blitzing, but something tells me that's going to be the night game.
They always put Alabama on at night against LSU. It's always been that way.
I'm kind of just like, I don't care if you have it at 2:30 or at 6:30 p.m.
You're just going to hear a bunch of LSU fans talk about how great Death Valley is at night again and how they're going to destroy us, which you never know with Lane. They might be better.
So entitled to that. They feel like it's like their God-given right to have like every home game be at night. It's like, it's so, oh man, so cringe.
Alabama's got a better record than LSU in Baton Rouge. Go look it up, see the wins versus losses.
Oh man. Well, Godfather, what do you think about the Fletz decisions by the SEC schedule? We haven't heard a lot about what you had to say, good buddy.
It all boils down to money, of course, but I mean, LSU and Alabama's always played at night, and Auburn and Alabama. I mean, how many night games have we played Auburn? I can't remember.
Well, we played them last year at night, of course.
Yeah, but
2014 we played them at night. We played them at night in 2007. So that's 3 times I can think of. Like most of the time, it's been a 2:30 game.
Yeah, I think those games were actually 5:30 kickoff games, though, wasn't it? 5:30 or 6. All 3 of them had to be a 6 o'clock kickoff or 6:30.
Yeah.
I mean, you can call it night, I guess. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. Flex.
Alabama, Vanderbilt, I'm all right with that being a noon game. I really don't care what time they put that game on there.
It's always kind of been an early game. If you go back in the past, Alabama and Vanderbilt played during the day. I don't remember Alabama playing Vanderbilt at night.
You know, Disney really needs to put good use to that Disney XD channel. They're letting it go to waste. I mean, you might as well like use that channel for some people that can't be able to watch the SEC Network Plus games. Like, I mean, because like you get a little bit.
What about FS2?
Exactly. FX and FXX. Yeah, because I saw like FX a couple months ago putting on Toy Story, and I was like, wait a minute, why the hell are they putting Toy Story? Oh, right, the Disney contract from 2019 being official.
A lot of these networks, they don't utilize ESPNU much. They don't utilize ESPN News. They don't utilize FS2. Like you got the CW showing games now. You've got TNT showing games now. You even got the NFL Network showing games now. But you don't have FS2 having games. You don't have ESPNU, or ESPNU gets some games in football, but they never use ESPN News. Like, what's the point of having those overflow channels if you don't even have games on them?
Exactly.
You know
Are you waiting for that perfect time of the year? That's bad. That's bad business, man. And so, like, Alabama Vanderbilt, I really don't care what time they put that game. You just tell me the time and I will tune in. Alabama Chattanooga, put that game on Disney Channel. Put that game on Disney Channel.
It probably would get more views if it was.
Yeah,
Just
probably would. Yeah.
I mean, sadly, it probably would.
Yeah, have the damn Chibi verse, cover that game. Like, I do not care to hear. Well, this 7-3 team should get it. I don't care to hear that. I don't care. I want to hear about the players. I want to hear about the stats. I want to hear some of the backstories.
I told you, man. It's all about the playoff, man.
I know it, man.
It doesn't have to be all about the playoff.
Exactly.
Like Iowa could still be a good team and not make the playoff. It's okay. We don't have to include them in a 2014 playoff. It's okay.
And finally, we've got Alabama Auburn.
Is it a flex? It's not no flex, is it? I know it's not.
I really don't care. They knew what they want. They put it 2-3. They put it 6-3.
So even Florida, Georgia already scheduled 3:30 ABC, but Auburn, Alabama's a flex. See, look at that. The rivalry's falling apart.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I didn't pay attention. Is Alabama and Auburn a flex? Is it one of the flex?
Yeah, it's one of the flex games.
They don't know where to put it. They're waiting on before they can get the best ratings.
As long as Alabama whoops Auburn.
If Auburn's better than Georgia Tech, then they'll give them the better slot, probably.
Oh, they will.
Yeah. It's such an old rivalry. Yeah, it kind of props its own self up. Speak for its own self. It's a money drawer. So,
well, we know Tennessee Vanderbilt. That's going to be the SEC Network game. Louisville, Kentucky feels like an SEC Network game.
Tennessee and who?
Tennessee Vanderbilt.
It's usually like the 7:30 game on SEC Network. Now, I mean, Vanderbilt being better and more relevant lately, you never know, but still probably would be the SEC Network game if I had to guess.
Anyway, I'll get out of here. I bet Caden's chomping at the bits, man. I better put some cotton in my ears.
Yeah, hopefully Jackson's internet's doing okay.
No, my internet's all right. It's the camera doing the mess around. So.
Oh, man.
Anyway, I'm going to slide.
It's hard from Cade, man.
It's time for Caden. I'm going to slide.
Well, I'm charging my freaking phone. So it's like, Caden will get his turn. He'll get his turn. So don't be crying, Caden. You got your baby bottle.
If you wait till the end to have him on, he's going to lose it like he did last week, though.
Might as well go ahead and get it over with.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Well, when the phone gets to 25%, then I'll go ahead and take the Caden call.
All right. I'm going to slide out of here. I'll catch y'all cats next Thursday night.
All right, man.
Always enjoy the chats.
Same.
Yeah.
It's a fun time and a good time for a long time with you, good buddy.
All right. Stay cool. Get out of the heat. Watch your rain. I'll catch y'all next week.
Sounds good, Godfather. Appreciate it.
There we go. Before we get to our next card, how do you feel about like some of these Alabama games for the schedule as of right now? Because like one thing to remember is nothing's final for October and November as of right now.
I mean, I'm fine with it overall. No, I mean, it's not the biggest deal because the early games are the early games. You want to see how they're going to look in those first 5 games that Alabama has a good shot of starting out 5-0 before the schedule gets harder. So at the end of the day, does it really matter? They're going to be on national TV regardless. Alabama's going to be on ESPN. They're going to be on ABC. They're going to get a lot of good games. It's just, I still think the Alabama-Auburn game, if you have Georgia, Florida already set in stone, why not have Alabama-Auburn as well?
That's fair.
Other than that, I don't really care.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, like, honestly, I do think we'll see Alabama Auburn either at 2:30 or at 6:30. I mean, if that game's at 11 a.m., then I'm thinking, okay, things are bad for the rivalry if it's at 11 a.m. because you're going to get beat by the Ohio State Michigan rivalry at that time slot right there. But yeah. Alrighty, so we've got our Nets caller. You know him and you love him. He loves those Louisville Cardinals. He is Sports Talk with Austin.
Howdy, fellas. Good evening. Happy Thursday. How we doing?
Oh, we're doing all right, good buddy. Did you see that wild, fantastic finish for the NBA Finals last night?
I did, Jackson, and I'm still soaking over that. That's ridiculous. Because I'm rooting for the Spurs. I don't want New York to win. I get it. It's big city, good for business, but
oh, dude, you should have watched last Monday's edition of Crimson Tide Live when we did the FanDuel segment.
Oh gosh. I know Jeffrey's probably was probably singing last night, singing to the cows outside. Then OG Anunoby, the Indiana transfer. I mean, not the Indiana transfer. Look at me. The Indiana guy got the tip in and had the big game. I'm sure Jeffrey was singing outside, probably singing to his honeydew. I'm sure he was doing all that.
Well, I mean, I don't care who wins the series. I mean, I really don't. I mean, all I know is that most people on the East Coast where I'm at are rooting for the Knicks. I guess just because of proximity, even though none of them are literally Knicks fans. Just like I did not know until last night that Taylor Swift was a Knicks fan, but now everybody in the world knows that she's a Knicks fan. Ooh, that's cool. Whatever. But, again, like,
I know
I don't care who wins the series, but for him to do that, OG Anunoby, yes, I was very.
Hey,
very
OG is a triple G.
He is no longer underrated.
Nope.
People cannot underrate him anymore. Okay, I've been talking about him for years when he was at the Raptors. And then when he got traded to the Knicks, oh, that was a dumb trade. Why did they get rid of RJ Barrett and Emmanuel Quickly to get OG Anunoby? That's a terrible trade. And I was like, no, it's not. Because OG Anunoby is one of the best defenders in the league. And he is a guy that still can get better on offense.
It worked out for both.
He's gotten better on offense. And his defense is incredible. And he should have been an all-star. And he's actually really good. And he's actually the reason the Knicks, along with Brunson, are winning right now. And I'm so glad finally people are seeing it. Literally, even people that don't even watch much NBA that I know that are watching the finals are like, who's this OG Anunoby guy? He's incredible. And I'm like, yeah, and he's been in the league for like 8 years. And you didn't know who he was. Because you're a casual, unfortunately, and you only know LeBron and Giannis.
And he's quiet, Jeffrey. That's the thing.
But OG Anunoby's actually good.
And Jeffrey, he's quiet. He lets his game do his talking for him. That's the thing. If you're not like a LeBron or someone that's outspoken and does all these things, a lot of people won't know you. Unless you are a diehard. Like Jeffrey, I've been like you. I know OG's really good. I even said the day he was traded, I was like, the Knicks are going to get to a finals with him on this team. He's that good. He helped Toronto. I mean, and Toronto, they got a good deal out of it too. But
well, and I know our guy at the Rutgers channel, Gabriel Pickup. I know for a fact he's definitely keeping an eye on OG because he's a Knicks guy for starters, but he's a go-to on the NBA as well because he's got that website NBA Trades and Rumors. Check him out. Like that's
all
for sure.
I know is, and I agree 100% on that, Jackson. Definitely, Gabriel Pickup does great stuff. Definitely check him out. But I will say that we have seen so many teams in the NBA win with trifectas. Like 3 stars, right? That's just usually the 3 stars is. It doesn't always have you can have 2 and then a really good complementary players that get it done. But like the Knicks, I feel like legitimately the Knicks have 3 stars, and that's going to carry them. It's going to get it done. I picked the Spurs to win because I thought the Spurs, the way that they looked against the Thunder, that they were going to be able to win the series. And they've had a couple of heartbreakers that it could have gone the other way. But I mean, you've got Brunson, you've got Towns, and you've got Anunoby playing at such a high level. And Anunoby's that missing piece, man. If he has, I mean, he's been balling out. If it wasn't for him, they would not be up in the series right now.
And listen,
hold on
fast,
one second, gentlemen. We got a couple we got a super chat and a super sticker because Michigander, it was right on cue because Caden's quote for $2. This is what he says, apparently, for the $2 super chat. He says, Austin sold his soul, but I own his carcass. We appreciate the $2 super chat, good buddy, but I will respectfully disagree with you on that statement, Caden. But
what does that even mean? What
listen,
$9.99 super sticker from our good buddy Godfather at the SEC, the OG YouTube member, all right here. And oh man, we've got more magic coming your way on Alabama with the Voice of College Football. We are now at 3,206 subscribers. We're 294 subscribers away from the magic number 3,500. That's what we mentioned that because, like, for those who can't be able to put in a super chat or put in a super sticker, no worries. That's why you like, comment, subscribe, click on the notification bell to Alabama with the Voice of College Football so you never miss no video whatsoever. And we've got more magic coming your way all right here. I promise you, we've got some early season previews of each of our opponents coming your way this month.
Yeah.
Oh, we got 996 super sticker from Caden. Oh man. I wonder what it says. Oh man, the days are.
Listen,
it's a little devil sticker and Godfather.
Listen.
He's got a cartoon character on a chair. That's pretty cool, like a computer chair. I love it.
Listen to that, and then I want to talk about this SEC stuff. Caden, I don't know what you think I sold my soul to, but my soul is clean, good buddy. My soul is still intact. I'm not going to sell my soul. No amount of money, no amount of women, none of that. I will never sell my soul.
My thing is, Austin, like, what is the context? That's what, like, Caden saying that, like, what is the context? In what way does it even make any sense? Like, half the stuff that he said. I mean, to me, I'll never forget when he said that, oh, I fooled y'all. I fooled y'all on my alter ego. I fooled y'all on Hollywood Caden. And I'm like, dude, I literally called you out the second you did it. I'm like, yeah, and you're going to go back to normal Caden the Diesel freak in like a week. And guess what he did? So it's like, oh, we were so fooled. Again, I don't understand. This dude just don't even make any sense. Jeffrey, it's broken. It's just completely broken.
Jeffrey, I guess in his book, we're second.
Oh. Yeah. Okay.
Jeffrey, it's one of them. Me, you, and Jackson. We're second best in his book, and that's all we're ever going to be. Leave it at that.
I don't care if he thinks he's the best. Who cares? If he thinks he's the best, great. Cool. Like, great self-esteem. I mean, that's for him. I don't care. All I know is that we talk sports, and then he comes on, and I don't know what the heck's going to happen on a given week. It's entertaining, but to think that I specifically, but any of us are going to be fooled by his alter ego. This is Caden's friend that lives 10 doors down from Caden, and I talk just like Caden because I've known him my whole life. Really?
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. Like, I mean, it's funny, but it's like, oh, I fooled y'all. No, you didn't. No, you're not fooling anybody. It's funny, but you're not fooling anybody.
Caden, we see under your mask, but Jeffrey, on to more.
It's a gander, man.
but to
oh.
Michigander for the comments of the night, man. Like,
wow,
man, dude's always got some funny comments. Like, I forgot the one they said about the baths on Rick and Morty.
I'm Hollywood Caden, and I got rid of my truck. Ooh, now I'm Caden the Diesel freak again, and I still have my truck. Oh, like, okay, yeah.
I like Jeffrey. I don't even know what to say, but let's talk about this SEC schedule because I do want to pick your all's brain. Here's the thing about this, about the flexes and everything. I get why networks do it because Jeffrey, you mentioned this, but you never know what injuries take place and what can happen. I mean, the NFL does it. You remember that one year when the Jaguars almost went to the Super Bowl? They were scheduled in a Sunday night game at Pittsburgh. I think it was like week 8. They got flexed out and the Cowboys got flexed in. And people were, because the Jaguars were bad. It's the same thing with college football. Because let's say, for instance, Auburn is 8-2 and Bama's 9-1. This could be for who goes to the SEC title game or who could be playing for a playoff spot. And they want to leave their options open. They're like, if they want to make sure, because if Ohio State, Michigan's at noon, they might steer away from that and say, let's put this at night. We'll have a great game to start us, and we'll have a great game to finish us, so to speak. I get the strategy.
Yeah, I get it too. I mean, like I said, overall, I don't dislike the flex. I think it's smart. It's smart strategy because you can play around with it. It's like, hey, well, this game looks like it's going to actually be better at this point in the season than what we thought. So we'll have that as the prime time game versus another game that we thought was going to be good. It kind of, isn't. But the only issue I have, because, Jackson was asking, I don't get why Florida, Georgia specifically is penciled in 3:30 ABC. But Oklahoma, Texas is not set in schedule like on what network it's going to be on, even though most likely it will be on ABC. And then Bama Auburn is not at all. Bama Auburn is Bama Auburn. Like if you're going to do any game or you're going to prioritize already the time slot in the network, that's the game. You know what I mean? But
and I just want to see if we'll see Alabama Auburn be played on Black Friday like it was in 2009, 2010, just at least once every decade or so. Like, I mean,
I would not be against it once in a while, but not every year.
No, yeah, because I mean, that doesn't scream Black Friday every year, although LSU Arkansas screams Black Friday every year.
Well, Arkansas Missouri's played a lot of times on.
And
here's the thing, but it was like that was just like a way of forcing it, obviously. But of course, when ESPN got a full stranglehold at the SEC, they were like, okay, first off, no more of this having Arkansas, Missouri on Black Friday. We're going to change things a little bit. Although, to be honest, and Matt Zemek and I have talked about this. I really, and I'm sure you guys agree with this, but college football's got to stop being so scared of having Thanksgiving games at the same time as the NFL does. Like, NFL's not going to bite you. They're not going to bite you.
I think
people will watch the college game over the NFL game.
So I'll watch them both, honestly.
Here's a good example. This year's Chiefs-Bills. Now, let's be honest, guys. Who's going to watch the Egg Bowl over Chiefs-Bills? Let's be honest here, fellas. Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen going at it in Buffalo on Thanksgiving night, or the Egg Bowl?
I mean, I'm not trying to spend. I mean, I know more people watch, but me personally, I'll be having both games on.
I mean, a lot of people will have both games on as more and more people, watch multiple things. Like on TV, you can have 4 things on at the same time with the YouTube thing. Other people will have a game on the TV, one on the phone or laptop. But some people don't do that. A lot of people just watch one, on their phone or on TV, and they just watch one game. It depends if you're more college-oriented or pro-oriented. I mean, I flip back and forth. I watch both. I'll watch whatever game's more interesting or closer or whatever. But I mean, I do know people. I do believe as NIL has changed college sports to become more professional. Like when I was younger, I knew people that would only watch college football. They were like, I only watch college football because they're amateurs and they according to them, their own words, they play harder, they want to go pro, and I enjoy that, blah, blah, that kind of stuff. Or NFL, they already made it to the mountaintop. They don't care anymore, which I don't completely agree with that either. I think NFL players do try as well. I mean, look at the 80s and 90s. It's insane. But I don't know. I feel like there are some people that still do like college football over NFL. even with now,
Well-
and more so back then, but still now, and they'll watch that college game over NFL any day. But I still think that's less now than it used to be, but it still exists. I do agree with Steve's comment as well that the NFL is oversaturating the market. I mean, college football should play on Thanksgiving. At least one game. Like, I like the Egg Bowl on Thanksgiving. Yeah. I've always liked. I watched it every year.
Yeah. Not to cut you off, Jeffrey, but they're taking over Christmas too. That used to be the NBA's day. And here's the thing too, Jeffrey.
And I've heard the day before Thanksgiving as well.
Yes. And
as far as I recall, that's also a college basketball day. But I really wish college football would have used that day. Just gotta go, you know what? We're gonna start with the irons hot. But you can't be scared.
And see,
don't need
and here's the thing. Roger Goodell would also be petty because here's the thing. If college football was to schedule, say, an Egg Bowl game on Thanksgiving or something, Roger Goodell would be like, okay, you think you're messing with us. Here's Rams Chiefs. How about that, college football? Because that's how the NFL is. They want all the money and they don't want to share it. That's the reality we live in. And it's just like with the scheduling times too, fellas. Georgia gets the most money in ratings. So they're like, okay, let's pencil this in for 3:30. I get what you two are saying. Texas Oklahoma's classic. It's tradition. It's always a fantastic game. But we're in a world in which it's sad, Jeffrey and Jackson, where the money drives everything. Like Bama, they're one of the most watched teams even now, even though they have fallen off the cliff, as people like to say. It's just it's sad how we've gone away from tradition and gone to money driven. What's going to get us the most views? Georgia, Florida, or Texas, Oklahoma? Georgia, Florida.
Austin is that we're not old, like we're, I mean, we haven't been around as long as other people that have watched football for 60, 70 years. I mean, and we're talking about it as like, oh man, the tradition's gone. And I can't imagine somebody that's like 80, and I'm talking about someone that just didn't watch college football. So I'm talking about someone that watched college football like every week, like we do now. And like loved it to death and like breaking it down, analyzing everything, watching documentaries. Even back then, they had documentaries in the 80s. And so, like watching everything and seeing it now. It's so, I mean, it's jarring enough for me, early 20. Like I'm not old at all. And I mean, remembering the way it was in 2010, 2012, 2014, 15, whatever versus now. And it's like, what in the actual, like, what is going on here? Versus most people, I can't imagine then versus now. It's insanity. I mean, tradition. It was all about tradition. Cal Stanford, the play, all that crap, band on the field. That's what mattered. And that's why I respect Jackson so hard, wanting the USC Notre Dames and the Pitt West Virginias and Georgia Tech Bam and all that stuff because I love it and I agree with them. The issue is they don't care about that because it's about what makes more money, and if that's not going to make the money, then they don't care. And the higher ups involved with all the scheduling
we've got one of the most frequent guys who comments in the comment section in almost every video on Alabama with the Boys College Football, Taboo33, coming in the chat tonight. Give it out a Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
I'm not even an Alabama fan, but I'll still Roll Tide because it's cool. Anywho.
And out of love for you, we give out a Roll Cardinals for you, man.
Yes. As long as it's not Roll Buckeyes Roll, we're good. Like Jeffrey said.
But the Louisville Kings in the UFL championship game this weekend.
Yes. But I'll say this too on tradition, and that's one of the things too that we love about you, Jackson, is you like the tradition. And don't get me wrong, like I remember Louisville, Kentucky basketball was played like I think before Christmas at one point. I used to love that. That was my thing. I was like, oh yeah, before Christmas, send those Kentucky fans off to an awful Christmas. That was my little thing with that. But then they moved it up, and I'm like, oh, okay, well. And it's the same way with college football. It's like Jackson, like you said, the Egg Bowl. You love BYU, Utah. We've always talked about how that should be on rivalry week. Instead, they're playing it in week 8, 5, 6, whatever week, and it's just like
I don't like it.
Yeah, and it's just like before you know it, they'll be playing Alabama, Auburn before rivalry week, and it's just gonna mess things up. I hope that doesn't happen, but I fear it might.
I don't think it will because I don't think they want to really piss people off too much.
You'd be surprised, Jackson. You'd be
Oh,
surprised. Look what just happened a couple days ago.
Oh, that's true. But I do think that they were going, okay, we tested that out. We put it out on a social media statement. Okay, we're going to roll back that statement. Yeah, because we've seen stuff like that before where you see like a CEO or somebody just say, okay, we're going to test this out.
Did you see the outrage for Penn State, Oregon being a Big Ten rivalry series game?
Yeah.
The amount of outrage that I saw from that, and I was completely in agreement with that.
Yeah.
And nothing happened. It's forever now a Big Ten rivalry game series. We can't even have the actual rivalry games that used to exist, but we got that forced crap. That's not a rivalry game. What is there between Penn State and Oregon that's a rivalry? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Okay, I don't even care if they played some important game like 50 years ago. I don't even care. It doesn't even matter. It's not a rivalry game.
What the Big Ten needs to do is trade Rutgers to the ACC for Pittsburgh so they could have Pittsburgh, Penn State.
Trust me, I'm a believer that rivalries can be created. Still, I think that is like right now everybody's like the Spurs Thunder. That's a bud rivalry right there. Like in Alabama, LSU was not really thought of as a big rivalry before the Nick Saban thing between both schools, and even Alabama Georgia has become more of a rivalry because Alabama Georgia are both good. So I'm not saying like that it can't happen. But just forcing Penn State and Oregon with no history between each other practically to become a rivalry series game because it fits your format, it's dumb. It's just whatever.
Well, and here's the thing too, and the thing is too, when we talk about rivalries, what defines a rivalry? Because here's the thing. Like I'll use your example, Jeffrey, Alabama, Georgia. We'll use that since they're the two biggest brands. Let's be honest. Is that really a rivalry by the win and loss column? You all have essentially owned Georgia. They got a couple over on you, but Alabama's owned that.
Oklahoma State a rivalry if you're looking at the record? No, because Oklahoma State has barely ever beaten Oklahoma. Oklahoma has completely owned Oklahoma State in Bedlam, but it's still a rivalry game because of proximity.
That's what I'm saying, Jeffrey. I'm just saying what defines a rivalry. Like to Jackson, a rivalry might mean physicality and toughness. We don't like each other. I don't want to see you. To me, to some people, it might be by the
like one play that nobody's ever gonna forget. I mean,
most of the time, rivalries it was proximity. I mean, there's a reason why 95% of rivalries are in state: Bama, Auburn, Purdue, Indiana, Oklahoma State. I mean, Washington State's a rivalry, even though you also have Washington, Oregon, but Washington State. Washington State, Idaho was a rivalry, even though no one talks about it anymore, but it was a rivalry because literally they're 8 miles from each other. Carolina, Duke, Tobacco Road, they're right next to each other. Like no one cares about Ohio State and Ohio because Ohio's in the MAC, but you got Ohio State, Michigan, it's still kind of close. Michigan State, Northwestern Illinois, Iowa State, Kansas State. Texas A&M, Texas Tech, Baylor, and all the Florida State,
Florida, Memphis.
Most of it is proximity, but there are examples like Notre Dame where they are different because being independent, they played USC and they played all these teams and they built all these rivalries from all over the place. So that's a little different, but most of the time, your rivalries were either in state or they were border states. I like Minnesota, Wisconsin. They're border states.
Yes.
Now Iowa, Nebraska works. I know Nebraska's a Big 12, but like you make that a rivalry, and it's like, sure, I guess Iowa, Nebraska, same part of the country. But like it just doesn't work to just make Penn State and Oregon a rivalry. You don't. That's not okay. It's not.
Yeah, and I like what Michigander says in the comments where he's got Oregon, USC as a rival. That's a pretty good game, but Iowa, Wisconsin, that's an absolute rivalry. Oregon, Penn State, where they have like 3 games played between two, is not a rivalry. A rivalry is a mutual agreement of dislike between two parties with history.
And
just
again, most of the time, close proximity. That's why location matters. And you got to realize, too, that not all the time, but a lot of times these early rivalries with the close proximity occurred because of recruiting. You're close to each other, and you're in a hot recruiting area. And what did most players do back then? They stayed near. You don't see players now. Okay, my high school is in Miami, and I go play college football in Oregon. Okay, so like the used to like okay, I'm a tight end. And, okay, I'll use the basketball example since you just had Cincinnati Xavier. I'm a point guard in Cincinnati in high school. Oh, wow. Where do I go? Cincinnati, Xavier. You know what I mean? And it's like big time rivalry there. Like, oh, he went to Xavier, and that other guy on the other team went to Cincinnati. Now the two battling point guards, both from Cincinnati. A lot of this is out the window. The recruiting aspect has changed because players don't like DePaul used to be decent in college basketball in the 70s and 80s. Why? Because of the fact that Chicago has a lot of basketball talent. And guess what? That basketball talent stayed in Chicago. They played at DePaul. Then after the 80s, those guys started playing for Indiana and Ohio State and other places, Kentucky and Kansas. They're like, I'm not going to play for DePaul. So things changed. They changed.
There is a rivalry that is coming back for at least a couple years that we will see in week 3 of the 2026 season on NBC. Notre Dame, Michigan State. I am glad to see Notre Dame, Michigan State coming back, even if it's only for a couple years. Although, if it were my way, Notre Dame, Michigan, Notre Dame, Michigan State, Notre Dame, USC, of course. Still, I like that they had Notre Dame, Michigan State back on for NBC this year because they're paying respect to the 60th anniversary of the game of the century where both teams had that 10-10 tie, although that knocked Alabama's butt out of a national title. That was not good. But on the bright side, Alabama did take their anger out on Nebraska.
And see,
had it in living color. It was so bad that they put Nebraska back in black and white that day. Yes.
I'll say this.
Yes. No.
Here's the thing. Let me ask you guys this. LSU Bama, right? A lot of people consider this a rivalry. Do Bama and LSU, do they generally dislike one another? When y'all see each other or when y'all see each other's fan bases, do you all feel the passion and the hatred that a rivalry should feel? Or do you think this is more predicated on the media kind of pushing that forward? Do y'all think that's a rivalry?
I think a lot of it is the media pushed it for, but I think it's kind of the same way that like people talked about Florida Tennessee being a rivalry in the 1990s, where it was all about Steve Spurrier versus Phil Fulmer, Steve Spurrier versus Phil Fulmer. But then when you saw Steve Spurrier leave for the NFL and then go back to college, coach at South Carolina, the heated moments just kind of died off on the Florida Tennessee game. I mean, yeah, there's historic moments in that series, but would anybody be really called that a top tier rivalry in college football like they did in the 90s or in the mid 2000s? I would think not because of where Florida's at right now.
All I know is that, again, you know, we're talking about great moments and we're talking about records and, you know, the hatred between the two teams. Oklahoma State, look up the record for that series and try to tell me that that's a rivalry game. I look at it as one because it's Oklahoma State, in-state rivalry. I know both teams don't like each other in the fan bases, but Oklahoma State's been absolutely owned by Oklahoma for the entirety of their history. Does that mean it's not a rivalry game? No. A lot of it's proximity, not in every instance. But Illinois, Missouri, Kansas,
Missouri.
Yeah, Kansas, Missouri, Illinois, Nebraska, Colorado. All these are because they're in the same league.
Oh, here we go.
It's just not the same anymore because of the fact that you got all these teams are breaking away into other conferences. And I know we're probably going to get Mountaineer Paul to come on. I just want to finish. I'm just saying that these teams are leaving conferences and Now you're having they're not playing anymore, and you're not battling for the same players anymore. You're not battling for that same recruit anymore. They're going to different places all over the country now. It doesn't mean the same way that it did when these rivalries were originally being created 70, 80, 90 years ago. That's why they don't feel the same.
Oh man, let's see if we can do like our little Pat McAfee and the gang impression when introducing this next guest. He is the host of Locked On West Virginia, and he is a business partner of mine on College Sports Insiders. And recently, he was on with Jake Crane. Had him on not once but twice in the past 2 weeks on Locked On West Virginia. Give it up for Mountaineer Paul.
The biggest he'll body slam your dad if you're not careful. How was that, Jackson?
Oh man, what is up, good buddy?
I just got done doing a Locked On West Virginia show after dark, talking about Omaha. Obviously tomorrow, the West Virginia Mountaineers versus Troy. Really excited about the game. I hear that West Virginia has a real shot to beat that Jello shot record. The Mountaineers have showed up in force down there in Omaha, and they have that goal. They're dead set on it. But obviously, West Virginia is going to have to win a couple games probably for them to actually break it, because LSU was there all the way through the national championship. So I think West Virginia Mountaineers fans can break it, though. But to your point about rivalries, I don't know what it was coming from, but I think, I'll use baseball as a reference again. I think, regionality in the sport, very important. I think we all realize that. It just is, for whatever reason. It's like, even though I don't like these people, they're kind of like my people because we live next to each other. And when we travel up north, that's you people, and there's a separation. It's like, back in the day, whenever somebody from the South used to play up north, even the other Southerners would root for their Southerner friends up north against the Northerners. And that's all been lost now, except for the SEC, which I commend you guys on for that. But yeah, obviously Pitt, West Virginia, obviously a great rivalry. But the Kentucky game versus West Virginia in baseball, we're not natural rivals with Kentucky. We've had some games over the years you can make note of. But, I mean, the regionality of that event fueled that atmosphere in part, which went so viral with country roads and everything. I mean, Kentucky showed up deep in Morgantown for that series, and a lot of it had to do with it. Hey, it was within driving distance. Totally lost in the sport now. Don't know what
one
you
of
were
the
talking
best
about
college
there.
basketball rivalries was Kentucky, Indiana in the 90s and 2000s.
Hey, John
Another great example.
And now it means nothing. The game has
Right.
been gone for 15 years. They just brought it back. But, I mean, oh, wow, Indiana, Kentucky are playing each other again. You've got Dickie V and Charles Barkley on the call. That game, it had no juice. It had none. No one talked about it. They even hyped the game up. Nobody I knew talked about it. Nobody cared. The game kind of sucked. Kentucky wasn't that good. Indiana was even worse. Game was trash. And it's like, even though both programs today are a lot worse than they were 15 years ago, yeah, both Indiana and Kentucky are worse today than they were 15 years ago in college basketball. If that game had been played every single year from 2011 to now, that game last year would have had more juice than it did, because it sat there dormant for 15 years.
Right.
It just doesn't feel the same. It doesn't.
I mean, scarcity can be good for a rivalry, but not for a long time.
Bad.
No, I mean scarcity as far as like a year or two off sometimes can reignite a rivalry. But no, not for 50 years. You're right. Like, for instance, West Virginia and Pitt didn't play for a while. And when it came back with full force. But it wasn't no 50 years. I mean, you can't go that long. It's like now you're moving generations. One generation's never experienced it. It's crazy. It was 10 years for West Virginia and Pitt, and we had to explain to the kids what the rivalry even meant. They didn't even know.
It's a shame.
And one of the things I didn't like about the COVID season as well, because I was pretty mad about taking the Notre Dame USC game because of it being COVID and all, but also I was like, wait a minute, you're going to get sick from playing West Virginia, Maryland? The states both border one another. Like, good grief. I never understood that line of thinking. You're going to get sick if you play LSU Texas, but not LSU Texas A&M. I never understood
Right.
that was just so. I felt my brain rotting from seeing some of that, but they still. But I'm hoping that we see Maryland West Virginia come back. I think it can. Maryland's just got to do well besides the month of September, and then we've got ourselves a deal rolling around.
We should make a song for Austin out of that country music song. If this is Austin, I love you.
Oh no, Paul, you can love Jackson. He loves you back. We'll get there, good buddy. We haven't even gone on the first date yet. But in all seriousness, you mentioned, Paul, about Kentucky, West Virginia. You know, you wouldn't think that's a rivalry, right? I kind of feel that way about North Carolina, Louisville, and Duke, Louisville. You wouldn't think, oh, this isn't a rivalry, but it kind of is. And I mean, I remember telling Jeffrey a long time ago, I used to despise North Carolina because they would always win that game. But I remember, and it's just like when you meet someone and it's just like, you know what, maybe this team ain't so bad. Like Duke, I still don't like. I don't care for them much. But North Carolina, I'm like, I've softened my stance.
I feel like Duke is more unlikable than North Carolina in college basketball today. I feel like 15, 20 years ago, it was more like 50-50, but I feel like Duke is more unlikable nationwide than North Carolina. I'm not even saying that against Duke. I'm just saying I don't see as much North Carolina hate as I see Duke online.
You're right, but I as a West Virginia fan, because North Carolina snubbed, we got snubbed because Bubba Cunningham was the AD and he was in the room for the NCAA tournament.
Hey, that was crap. Don't get me wrong. West Virginia and Indiana got screwed. They both should have made the tournament.
Bracket Matrix, it was the first time in history Bracket Matrix had predicted 120 of 120 brackets had West Virginia in.
Indiana was in like 114 of them.
Yeah, right. And North Carolina had 11. They had one quad. They had one quad one win all year.
They let Texas in too, which was crap. They shouldn't have got in either.
It's just like, come on, man. How can he not have any influence over it? Even if he was out of the room, like it's like the awkward elephant in the room walking around if you don't.
But again, why did they let him in? Even if you take him out of it, North Carolina,
the
brand. Indiana's dying as a brand, which I hope they get better. Indiana football is helping Indiana basketball. It's has to be absolutely real. It is, but giving juice to that university. But Indiana's not the brand it was in basketball, and West Virginia, you know, they're solid, but. And then Texas, they wanted the SEC to have that record 15 or 14 or however many. 14 out of the 16 SEC teams got in, 14 of them. They wanted Texas to be that 14th team. They pushed that narrative so hard that season. It was insane.
Under Bob Huggins, West Virginia was a top 20 job. Unfortunately, you know, after he left, which is when this was, obviously the job lost some luster. We're hoping to build that back up. But, I mean, the equity you have when you have a Hall of Fame coach at the helm, you can't compare it.
Kind of like how Jim Boeheim at Syracuse the last
years, exactly. Same exact scenario.
They still had pull. Now they don't. They have nothing.
Yeah. I mean, they've got all the fan support, but that's it.
So I've got the Lindy's magazine. So it was delivered.
You got the Lindy's magazine?
Yep.
When?
Yep.
What's on the cover, Jack?
You got it today?
Yeah. I ordered it last week and it came in.
I'm mad that we didn't talk about this already. But go ahead.
Oh, it's all right, man. So
no, the belt's coming out.
I got the belt for it. So I still do not understand Baylor and Cincy being ahead of West Virginia. I say anybody that's coming up with these rankings, they need to just plot their butts down at the 50-yard line.
Cincinnati makes no sense.
What's the rankings? I don't even know what they are.
So West Virginia is 12th. Cincinnati is 10th. Baylor is 11th.
West Virginia is 12th?
It's wild to me, man. I you know what, though? It is what it is. You know,
can only be better than that. So that like outperform expectations.
Phil still has a 7th. So that's more likely to me.
Okay, I see Lindy's is giving some love to Camp. I feel like somebody on that writers' room was watching some episodes of Locked On West Virginia.
Yeah, why they talking about Cam Cook?
They got good news. Cam Cook led with 1,659 yards. Well, bro forgot to put in the rest of the running game, but oh well.
Well, and he had 300 receiving yards. Cam Cook he was like 40 yards away from 2,000 yards last year. It was a Jack State. Like, don't get me wrong, but that's still really impressive.
Yeah, and it's like anybody that's not really watched Jacksonville State, they'll know that they've got top-notch running backs just leading the nation over the last few years.
They've had a top 5 rushing attack every single year for the last 5 years, maybe. I don't think they've been outside the top 5 once. It's because obviously because Rich Rod was there and Trickett, but that's where we were at when we had them in the Trickett is obviously the secret sauce, in my opinion. Rick Trickett is the greatest, probably the greatest offensive line coach alive. You look at what he did with Saban at LSU in 2005. They won a natty. Then he went with Jimbo, and they won a natty. He's had a top 5 running attack, I think 25 times, they said, something crazy like that as an O-line coach. And he's put almost 50 guys into the NFL. It's a big resume, and obviously his sons are also doing well. Obviously his son Clint just got the Arkansas OC job. His other son Travis is on our staff, who was the OC at Coastal there for a little bit. So it definitely runs in the family there. But Trickett, what I love about him is he came back home one last time at 78, but he is a very vibrant 78-year-old guy. He still does 200 Tyson squats a day, believe it or not, at 78. I mean, how many regular guys do you know that can do 200?
Now that's a senior dog right there.
That right there is dedication.
And he gets down there. I mean, he's got the funniest, and he's got that country accent, But he told me, he said, Paul, I want people to know by the way they get up in their stanks, and when their asses come off football, I want to know that's Rick Trickett coached offensive line, just by how they get in their stance.
Yes.
I had his number for like 6 months and I was afraid to text him. I was like, man, like this guy's intimidating to me, just because he's that old veteran, and I'd heard he didn't really like media too much. So I was like, God. But, to just real quick, I'll address the West Virginia being 12th. Sorry, Jeff. Did you have something to say?
Oh, you're good. I'm just listening.
To me, and I do this, obviously, I do 2 videos a day, 7 days a week. So it's like, this is my life. I spend a lot of time on it. Last year, I was on record, I understood West Virginia being 15th, 16th, 12th, 13th. Like, I couldn't really defend it because Rich Rod got hired in December. There was no portal in the first window for us. There was no high school recruiting class. And so the whole team was built out of the second portal window. Pretty obvious that that's going to be a struggle to survive in that situation. And then the first, second, third, fourth, and fifth string running back got hurt. And the first, second, third, fourth, and fifth string quarterback got hurt. That's not hyperbole. That actually happened. Rich Rod said, like, it's probably never going to happen to me again in the same year. Hopefully
not. I mean,
there's no way you could, like, on top of everything, all that happened. So, and they still beat Houston on the road, which is a ranked 10-win team. And I know in SEC country that might be something you would roll your eyes at, but I mean, to us, it was a big win last year. I think Houston's a team on the rise, anyways. But
yeah,
he's still not the next Kurt Signetti, though. I'm sorry.
No, but I do think
you won't let that go, huh, Jeffrey?
Yeah, they said that on there. It was all over the media, man.
I think it could be like a Tom Herman for them, though.
Oh yeah,
maybe like
I think Willie Fritz is really good, but I just thought that was hilarious.
But we put $5 million into our offensive line. That's probably the biggest thing. We got a guy from Kansas State. We got a guy, obviously, 2 guys from Jacksonville State that came in that were all conference guys. We got the starting right tackle from Connecticut that was 6'7" guy that they had almost a 2,000-yard rusher last year at Connecticut, or maybe it was a team rushing goal. I don't remember, but they were really good in the running game last year. And you have a couple pieces back on the offensive line, obviously, that are really pushing. And then you brought in Kevin Brown, who has been pushing to start as a true freshman. who was the best, the third ranked offensive lineman in the country last year, and a borderline 5-star guy. And I think the offense is going to be worlds better this year. I think it'll be a top 30 or 40 offense in the country. But defensively, there are said this over and over. Linebacker, there are questions. Obviously, at running back, you're solid as you can possibly get there with Cam Cook and the litany of talented freshmen they have there. They have 2 4-star freshmen in that backfield behind Cam Cook, who went for almost 2,000 yards. Wide receivers, you feel really good about because you've got Teron Francis that comes in from LSU. You've got Jaden Bray coming back for another year. You've got, obviously, Jackson's favorite guy and Prince Strawn, the true prince.
The one true prince of the Big 12, man.
Who was really good at Boise State 2 years ago and unfortunately got hurt at USC last year. And we feel like we spent a lot of money on the offense. And then Rick Trickett, I think, is the secret sauce, like I said earlier. Yeah. You give him all those offensive line pieces, and it could end up talent-wise, it's up, and it's easily one of his 5 most talented offensive line groups, and that counts. That counts his jobs at LSU and Florida State. That's not me saying that, So the pieces are there for the offensive line to be elite. I don't know if it could happen in 1 year or not. I think it could be very good, but there are a lot of questions as far as, obviously, at quarterback. You're going to be starting either a new guy in Mike Hawkins Jr. or a kid that's just coming off a good freshman year, not a great freshman year, and Scotty Fox Jr. Scotty definitely had his moments and flashed, but there's a lot to work with there, and especially at quarterback, you've got a guy that runs 4.3 in Hawkins, and that's a very explosive dynamic. You guys probably remember him in the SEC. He started a game against Auburn and absolutely torched them. So, he can go, but once again, 6 brand new linebackers. You've got 1 or 2 guys coming back there. You've got no corners coming back. And obviously your defensive line, you've got a few people you like there. Your nickel safety room and your safety room is loaded. But outside of that, though, like your linebackers, your corners, you're in a spot where you feel like there are questions on defense for sure. 12th is too low. I do think this is a team that can finish in the top half of the league. And I think this is a team that can win 7 or 8 games, potentially 9, depending on how some other games go. Though the schedule's so favorable, you don't go on the road for the first 5 weeks of the season. Not many people can say that. So, yeah, I mean, obviously that's a big deal. Getting Texas Tech after the bye is a big deal to me. And we'll know what this West Virginia team looks like after Virginia. I've said that multiple times. If you beat Virginia, a team that's returning a lot after winning 11 games, then you can probably be optimistic. If you get blown out, then you know where you're at.
The thing for me, though, that helps teams like West Virginia, though, is that when you're in the ACC and the Big 12, and it's not to disparage, but if you're in those leagues, there's not a big difference between 10-2 and 4-8 as it is in the ACC or the Big 10 and the SEC. The ACC and the Big 12, you've got not as much, like there's not this big gap here. There really isn't. I'm serious. I mean, there's still a gap. Obviously, Miami was really great, but that's an outlier. The rest of the league, you just said Virginia won 11 games last year. That team wasn't that good. They weren't that good.
Yeah,
a lot of their good either. And
you're gonna get me started, Jeffrey. Don't do that.
I'm sorry, Austin, but I'm just saying, if West Virginia goes 8-4 next year, that would not shock me at all because of the fact we've seen Scott Satterfield win at that many games in the Big 12, and his teams suck. So Rich Rod can absolutely do it at West Virginia. Oh, absolutely. It's Jeffrey, not that hard of a league, and there's not a lot of difference between towards the top and towards the bottom, in my opinion.
Oh, well, I think you're going to be happy to see West Virginia put a smackdown on Cincinnati.
I think that West Virginia absolutely can be better.
Especially
and there's no doubt that they should be one of the best teams in that league. They every single year under Rich Rod in the future. I mean, if he gets them turned around, they should be a top 4 to 5 team in that league every year.
And I guarantee you the Mountaineers will be the surprise.
I mean, some people get mad at me saying that because I know Austin's upset. I'm not like really upset, but I'm just saying like I get it as an ACC or Big 12 fan. Don't get me wrong. I understand the frustration me saying that. Like I'm just dismissing the entire league. I'm not. I'm just saying that an 11-win team in those leagues is not the same.
Well, and
It's not the
to your
same.
point about Virginia, they did win a lot of close games last year.
Virginia was not great.
They got
They were not a
lucky
good team.
against North Carolina. Like, that was
But
so
They
bad.
were the worst 11-win team in college football.
I want to push back just a little bit, guys. Just a little bit. I understand the 11 wins don't look good on paper, but they still got the 11 wins, guys. That's what counts at the end of the day.
I'm not saying it's not impressive. I'm saying that they weren't a great team. That's what I'm saying. And I'm saying that Rich Rod doesn't have to have West Virginia be a great team to win 8 games next year. Like, and then a year after that, when he actually maybe has a great team, they could very well be the best team in the Big 12 or second best team in the Big 12. I'm saying it's not that difficult. It's not as hard as it is in the Big 10 to be like Rutgers and become good. That's why Indiana still is such an outlier with, I know Cuban help, but Cignetti with an underpaid roster still was somehow able to win in the Big 10 when you've got Oregon and you've got USC and you've got Michigan and you've got Penn State and you've got Ohio State. I still don't know how he did it. It still doesn't make any sense. You don't see teams in the SEC doing that much. Granted, I know Vanderbilt has had success, but still they didn't have the success Indiana did. The ACC, like literally, we saw the Coastal Austin every single year in the ACC. The Coastal had a different winner every single year. There's no like, okay, this is the best team in the ACC up here, and that's it. You had Clemson holding up the league, but the Coastal Division, every year it was a different team. They were just rotating. It was a roulette every single year. Give me another one. Give me another one. Why? Because none of those teams were that good. That's why. And the Big 12's the same way.
I understand, Jeffrey.
The Texas
I get
Tech
what
and
you're saying.
BYU are trying to become the elite of the Big 12. They're trying to, but it's still not this high-class bar that no one else can reach. West Virginia can absolutely get there. Baylor can get there if they want to. These teams can compete here. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying the barrier of entry for West Virginia to get back to from the floor, which they're at right now, to good again, is not as steep as it would be if they were in the SEC. That's what I'm trying to say. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think that it's. I think the. Oh, sorry, Austin. Go ahead. Sorry, buddy.
Oh, you're good, Paul. I was just gonna say, you could make an argument, and Paul, and you might agree with me or disagree with me on this, but you could also argue there's more depth in those leagues as well. You could say, hey, a Cal team could go 8-4, or a Pitt team could go 9-3 and still be impressive.
I think the word you're looking for is there's less disparity, right? Like there's not more depth.
Yes,
there's not more depth, but there's obviously there's more parity is what I meant to say.
More chaotic.
There's more parity. The teams
are better way to say.
They beat up on each other. But last year I've done several videos on these topics and other shows. The Big 12 was 8-6 versus the Big 10 and SEC last year combined. But, obviously that's not a huge sample size when you consider the teams. Arizona State obviously lost to Texas A&M. Baylor lost to Auburn. I think Kansas State.
That was Auburn's Super Bowl, by the way. Never forget.
Yeah. I think Kansas State lost to Missouri in a really tight game, or was it Kansas? Maybe Kansas. Cincinnati beat Nebraska. There were. So I mean, obviously Iowa State beat Iowa. So there are moments in time where the Big 12.
Nebraska beat Cincinnati week 1, but then Cincinnati went on that little winning streak, but then November kind of gave a reality check for
them. Me and Jackson had an argument over that. You remember that, Jackson?
Oh my God. That was priceless. I was telling you, Satterfield's gonna disappoint you, man. You can look back on some of our past streams,
yes,
Satterfield.
Mountaineer Paul, I love me Scott Satterfield.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, it was just so funny though, because man,
I think the whole issue with the comparing conference records against each other is, for one, the sample size is always small, but it's always who plays who and where do they play. The only way that you would truly be able to find out which conference is better is if every single team from every single conference played every single team in every single conference at home and away. And it's not going to ever happen. So it's the Big 12 went 8-6 against the Big 10 and SEC, but that doesn't mean the league's better. And
I didn't
I'm
say
not
it was
saying
better. I
arguing
just
that
think
at all.
that it gets.
I'm just saying that Big 12 people that would argue is like, see, we're better because
No,
like
but I think that
absolutely
it's
not.
undervalued more than anything else. I do think the league is undervalued more than anything else, if it's anything. But I would never say it's better because it's not better. It's not better than the Big Ten.
I wish
SEC.
it was. I'm still a proponent. I wish Texas and Oklahoma were still in the Big 12. I wish Nebraska was still in the Big 12. I don't
mean,
like the way the leagues are now. I don't like it at all. I think it sucks. Like, because everybody's
Right.
like, oh, you're a Big 10 SEC. I'm not. I liked it better when the other conferences were just as competitive. I don't like
Right.
the way it is now. I don't like the Big 10 SEC are better than everybody else crap. I don't like it, but it's facts.
Right.
Saying that it's not true is just denying the inevitable. It's denying reality.
I think it's just you get into a spot where, I mean, where does it start and where does it stop? Like in the SEC, what team does it start or stop at when it starts to get diminishing return? Like, okay, Arkansas is an example versus, let's say, this coming year, Kansas is supposed to be good or whoever, TCU. Like, is there really a big difference between Arkansas and one of those teams? I would probably
No,
say
not really.
no. But
Remember
if you're talking
Arizona
about
State,
Alabama,
Mississippi State. Arizona State, Mississippi State. Arizona State was a top 10 team, and they played at Mississippi State, a team that was bad, and Mississippi State won. That was a really, really
It was
bad
at Mississippi
look.
State, though, Jeffrey.
That happens
The
all the
Cowboys
time.
at night.
But my point is that when you have a flagship team at the time, a flagship team that's highly ranked, going against one of the worst teams in the SEC, even if it's in their building, that is a bad look. It is objectifiably a bad look. Now, that doesn't always happen. Obviously, it doesn't always happen. But I'm just saying that was a terrible look because that's supposed to be like this. And what to Mountaineer Paul's point, like Arkansas sucks. But like Arkansas is still a comparable team versus like half the Big 12. And Arkansas is like the bottom of the SEC. And someone that's like mid-tier Big 12 is not that much better than them. So that's the problem. And the Big 12 has nobody that's Georgia. The Big 12 has nobody that's Alabama.
I would say Texas Tech's closing that gap, but they're obviously,
Money.
unfortunately,
That's the only reason is because money. They're killing it.
Well,
They
yeah, but
beat
that's
the
not fair to
softball
say.
team because
You're
they're paying
right,
the
but that's not
softball
really
players
fair.
millions of dollars. They're killing it in NIL.
I mean,
That's the
what
only-
else choice
their
do you have?
program prior to NIL was 7-5, 6-6 every year. It's not against Texas Tech, but Texas Tech, if they keep this up, they're going to join the SEC anyway. So,
Well,
I mean,
that's just bad for the Big 12.
It's heading that direction. I really do think that, and maybe it's a strategy from Texas Tech, and we're not
If
smart enough to
Texas
see
Tech
it.
gets too good, Mountaineer Paul, they're gone. They're not.
Well, listen to me really quick, because I had this thought yesterday. Could Texas Tech be pushing the envelope like this to force themselves out of the Big 12, but not make it look like they're leaving to join another league by pushing this envelope? They realize they're making themselves the villain, and this could be a strategy because they're with Cody Campbell behind them, like it or love it or don't. They're attractive. Now, especially if he says, look, we'll pay our entry fee. Well, like there's a lot of ways they could win in that scenario. They could also be left as an independent and probably survive because of him. Like this is a guy clearly willing to put his entire wealth at stake for Texas Tech. Like I would be, like he's like I would be if I was a billionaire for West Virginia. If I was a billionaire, if I was actually a billionaire, on my dad's grave, I promise you, all my wealth would go to that. It would. I'm crazy, but I don't know how many people would actually do that in real life. I'm one of them. I don't know how many people like Cody Campbell really are. Like they're fans of teams, but if you were a billionaire, Jeffrey, would you give all your money to Alabama, all of it?
I mean, that's tough to say because, I mean, you obviously, like, you would probably want to, I mean, if you're talking, like, all of it where you still, like, can live, you know what I mean?
Right.
Sure.
Right.
But, you know what I mean? Like, I've got $2 billion. All $2 billion go to Alabama, and then I've got nothing.
I guess one thing to consider, too, is Alabama doesn't need it as badly as West Virginia.
They don't.
Would.
I mean, it's different if you're supporting a program that without
Texas Tech needed it.
help, you're nothing really. That's different. I mean, like you supporting West Virginia, or someone supporting Texas Tech like Campbell, it's different than like Bama's already Indiana now with Cuban, Mellencamp, all these other people. They got a lot of donors, so like they don't.
How come nobody ever criticizes Oregon like Texas Tech is getting it? You know what I mean?
I know, right?
Oh, well,
What would Oregon be? What would Oregon be without Phil Knight?
Everybody used to trash Phil Knight, but now they're not the hot topic anymore. Texas Tech is. Texas Tech has become the hot topic.
And look, it's like Jerry Jones' strategy.
Texas Tech has helped popularize other sports. Their softball players are making $1 million. It is insane. I mean, they have across the board become good in a lot of different sports because they have invested in the rules that are able to be now. And I'm not saying what they're doing is wrong. That's what they're allowing to happen with NIL. But that's why they're good. All my life, Texas Tech, outside of Leach, has been trash. Rest in peace, Mike Leach. They've been trash. They've been horrible. They've been garbage. Absolute garbage. Texas Tech has been my whole life. Texas Tech's in a bowl game. They're 6-6, 3-6 in the league.
Patrick Mahomes, Jeffrey.
Patrick Mahomes was never won against West Virginia.
Man,
surprising.
And when he and Baker Mayfield were combining for 1,000+ yards in 2014,
Texas Tech has built a mini little empire here. And I mean,
have you seen their facilities? They're insane.
Yeah,
Jackson, can you pull up a thing on their facilities? Are you allowed to do that?
Yeah, we can do that.
This thing they just built it's next level. They went out. I don't know how much they spent. I think it was $300 million or something like that, but it's impressive, man. There's a video on it too, but I don't know if you want to watch that. But yeah, there's some images of their facilities too.
Yeah, the video could do they'll do like the mess around with that, but we could show like a little image of the locker room. Oh, they got like some. This was like something from like the Joe Rogan set of 2020.
Jackson has the red and black is a sleek look too. Like it's hard to go wrong with it.
That looks nice.
But I was talking about it's hard to explain, but like they've got an empire going, like a compound. Like it's bigger than most that you would find. They modeled it after who was it modeled after? I can't remember. They modeled it after whoever has the nicest, biggest one. That's who they modeled it after.
And the thing is too with Tech, like I was going to mention earlier, is that they're in a location that's by itself. You know what I mean? It's just literally like outside the city. There's just nothing. It's just this circle. It's
Potato Alley as well.
Circle, and like that's the way a lot of those cities in that part of Texas are. Is you've got these roads. You got like, oh, there's a road here. And then there's a road here that they intersect. And then you've got this circular town that's like from bird, like up here view. It's just this big circle. And then there's nothing outside of that. And that's what Lubbock is. It's just a big circle. And there's but it's its own thing. And so there's nothing else there but Tech, right? You've got no pro sports competition. Obviously, there's going to be people in Lubbock that are Dallas Cowboys fans. But you're not.
And San Antonio Spurs and Rockets fans from Houston.
With it with like SMU is. For all those professional teams, it's a real college town, says Michigander. It's by itself. That's why
there's
the
a team the Big 12 regrets not getting SMU.
That's why the SEC is so successful with their college, with their atmospheres and their traditions, is because Oxford, Starkville, Tuscaloosa, Auburn, Alabama. That's
why Morgantown would fit in the SEC.
Towns.
Yeah.
Gainesville,
like USC,
Florida.
Jeffrey.
They're not. Oh, LA. USC, LA. I'm sorry to USC fans, but you're competing with everything in LA. Not even just sports for your own fans to go watch.
Miami.
These towns, Lincoln, Nebraska, these places, it's all about that team. All about that team. Nothing else matters at all.
West Virginia to the SEC.
That's all I'm saying. I mean, it's a big difference. In
I want
Texas,
Virginia
Tech is one of
Tech
those
to come
places.
in.
It would work for sure.
Tech.
West Virginia, the SEC would work 100%. But like the only thing about it is, I'm
not bowing down to the SEC, Steve. I'm stating a fact. The college towns and the SEC are built different. They're built different, man. I mean, you got big, massive universities in towns that have 30,000 people in them. You know what
I
I'm
think the
saying?
Big
Like,
12
we're
is
not
like that a
talking
lot,
about
too.
these places that got 800,000 people and metropolitans out, whatever, suburbs everywhere. You're talking about these little quaint college towns that got this big, massive university around it, and everybody within the area is just crazy about that university and that team, and nothing else matters. That's why I'm saying when Jackson's saying, like, oh, if people are going to watch that college football game, some of them will, because they care about that college team. They don't care about the pros. That's diminishing, but it used to matter more in the past. I mean, it's a completely different situation.
Well,
That's why Rutgers is a joke. I'm sorry. Sorry to Rutgers fans. I know there are Rutgers fans out there, and we love Adam Lamparello and Gabriel Pickup. But the Big Ten, the New York City market for Rutgers. Nobody in New York City watches Rutgers. Nobody.
If they were good, they might.
I mean,
how you gonna get them good?
You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just they're near New York City, and the market matters for all that media.
Yeah,
they
left that in the dust, didn't they? They don't even go by that anymore, do they?
No,
they used to. That was the talking point back in 2014, but now no one cares because everybody's got streaming. So
what is it about now then? Does anybody know what it's like? I
really don't know why Rutgers is still in the Big
Ten. I think all
they've
got now is like they're technically the birthplace of college football because they play like the first game ever against Princeton in 1869, but that's it really.
Rutgers, whenever they had Mike Hart and those guys in their mid-2000s, when they got up to number 2 in the country, that place was so cool, honestly. Piscataway, like when it's full, I think it's like 60,000 or something, but it's good. And unfortunately, they don't get they have the fan support if they were good enough, but they've been bad for so long. It's
like Maryland.
Yeah, so very
literally like Maryland, like the entire stadium was Indiana fans.
Yeah.
The entire
Maryland's one of our
like no Maryland fans at that game.
Maybe it's not too late.
It was a sellout though. It was a sellout. It was all Maryland. It was a sellout. They promoted that on the
sellout. Oh my God!
But literally 65% of the stadium were Indiana fans. So yeah, that's the problem. Like, I got nothing against Rutgers or Maryland, but these colleges that have these garbage teams in these really big metros, they suffer the worst. Because again, Nebraska's been bad for 25 years, and look at them. They still sell out, even though they've been skirting lately. They've been like having to have people buy multiple tickets just to sell out because they're struggling. Like, they've been so bad. Even some of them are starting to give up. But Nebraska fans, what else is in Nebraska? Creighton? Okay, whatever. You got nothing. So again, it's all about Nebraska for them. But these really, really, really big colleges, like in these big metropolitan areas like Maryland and Rutgers, they can't get their fans to show up. They don't have
like
that
UCLA, Jeffrey.
In those big cities, you can do 800 other things. You go to a concert. You can do anything you want. You don't have to go to that football game. Whereas these other places, that's all that matters to them is that football team.
Like that's the thing, Jeffrey. Like UCLA, I feel bad for them because not only are they competing with USC across town, but they've got the Rams, they've got the Chargers, the Dodgers, the Lakers. You've got all these other teams, and it's like, yes. And it's just like, I remember when Indiana and UCLA played 2 years ago, and this is before we even knew Indiana was going to be this good. They sold out that stadium. It was all red.
Yep.
And NBC was shocked, too. It was just like, Indy.
The reason I wasn't shocked is because of the fact that, for one, Signetti did bring juice, and Indiana fans were excited. But there's also a lot of Indiana fans, Indiana alumni in L.A. as well. There's Indiana alumni everywhere. They're in Seattle. They're in L.A. They're in Chicago. People don't understand how many Indiana alumni there actually are. It's ridiculous. But there's a lot of Indiana fans in L.A. And also, it was the first time Indiana had been playing in the Rose Bowl since 1967. So it was a big deal to go back to the Rose Bowl.
Living
It hasn't been in the Rose Bowl since 1967. So it was a big deal. It was a generational thing. But yeah, I agree with you, Austin. It still was a shock that they did that well with it. But since then, Indiana's traveled great. There were even Indiana fans in Oregon. So, I mean, I agree with Steve. Like, there are places, Columbus, Ohio, East Lansing, that are big and they have good fans. And so I'm not saying it's in every instance. Ohio State's an outlier. Ohio State's Ohio State. But again, some of these places, Rutgers, if Rutgers was in the middle of nowhere, like in the middle of absolute nowhere, and there was like no other anything around it for a long time, like some of these like Nebraska or Texas Tech, and they had some type of decent history a long time ago, they would still have fans there. They can't get fans to care because they're in a massive market, and there's too much drawing from other stuff. There's no interest. There's none. And I'm sorry.
So I just want to show you guys a picture really quick of West Virginia played North Carolina in the Duke's Mayo Bowl in 2023. And the crowd was literally 90% West Virginia. You can go Google it right now to even say that. In Charlotte, North Carolina, we traveled up there, and absolutely North Carolina didn't show up at all. Their fans didn't show up at all. It was 90% West Virginia there. And that gold and blue you see in the crowd is like that in the entire arena. You can go Google it now. But, we're like, that's the one thing we do really well. Like, we've always traveled really well. Of course, it's one state behind one team to your kind of like what you've been talking about, Jeffrey. For West Virginia, they're really like, even if West Virginia had another power, university in the state that was larger, there's no other pro team. Like, for instance, in Omaha this weekend, West Virginia baseball is the thing, and same thing with football. So there's no other pro team. It means a lot to a lot of people, but obviously the population's only 2 million people, so it's kind of hard to.
And it's so fun that the 2023 Dudes Mayo Bowl, I like thinking about that game, but like the 08 Meineke Car Care Bowl when I believe it was West
Hakeem Nicks. Yeah, Hakeem Nicks made the catch.
Yeah,
Pat
I
White's
always
last
think more
game.
about the 08 matchup against North Carolina than I do 2023 because of the fact that it was the first time in college football history that a starting quarterback won all 4 bowl games and started them.
That's
Pat White won 5 if you count his Senior Bowl. He started that game too.
Oh, I will say North Carolina, everybody's talking about, that they don't have any fans. The issue is like Indiana before 2024 didn't have any fans.
Yeah.
They had none. It was all basketball. It was all Colts. But now that Indiana football is good, it took Cignetti 6 games. It took 6 games, but finally the Nebraska game at home in 24, they sold out. They finally sold out. And
they're always going to be Johnny come lately.
Every game. But I mean, Indiana now with their massive alumni base, they have fans now. North Carolina would be the exact same way. If North Carolina ever got a coach like Curt Cignetti that completely just revitalized or made North Carolina football actually good, North Carolina has such a big alumni base, they would become football.
I'll go ahead and give.
It's just not happening because North Carolina football is so bleh. Like, even when you've had Drake May, you've had Sam Howell, you had Larry Fedora with Trubisky, and they've been all right.
Did you know what Bill Check eats soup sandwiches?
Crossed that point to become exciting.
Oh, man, I didn't know that.
You were saying they're so blah. Belichick eats soup sandwiches.
Oh, man.
I mean, North Carolina football is just so bad. I mean, like, they're not awful, but they're always just so mediocre that no one
They've
cares.
got all the advantages, don't they? They've got the coolest jerseys. They've got the coolest colors. They've got a great, what better city in the country is growing faster than Charlotte? Charlotte is one of the fastest growing cities in America.
Yeah, because their mind is on autopilot when it comes to college football. When it comes to hiring a coach, they just go, okay, just hire somebody that's a name. I don't care who, just hire a name.
That wasn't a terrible hire. He was just past his prime.
Yeah, because it was like they shouldn't have done that to Matt Brown. It was like they should just at least let him coach the bowl game for the 2024 season. They didn't let him do that, and then they replaced it with Belichick because
Rich Rod and Belichick got hired on the same day, and Rich Rod was probably the bigger story. Most people felt.
I didn't like the hire at all.
Belichick got more national coverage, but because of Pat McAfee and stuff, like Rich Rod kind of rivaled it to an extent.
Yeah.
What's funny to me, Mountaineer Paul, is I remember a segment on one of the big media networks. They had a segment where they said before last season, they were like, is it more likely North Carolina wins the ACC or go 4-8? And everyone said wins the ACC. I said 4-8. I mean, I don't dislike North Carolina. I'm in the state.
I don't think
I've always been a North Carolina basketball fan, but I'm not even. I knew North Carolina football.
Well, I just want to remind
no.
the people, for those who don't know who Jeffrey pulls for, and I could vouch for this because this is when I first met him on November 4th of 2022. Jeffrey's favorite team is Alabama because a lot of his family's from there. His second favorite team is North Carolina because that's his home state. Number 3 is Indiana because that's his feel bad team.
Well, I started rooting for them a decade ago because they were trash, and now they're good. So I fell into that one.
Oh, Mountaineer Paul, you want to hear something cool about me? I'm a Colorado guy. I love me some Primetime Deion Sanders. You ought to ask
Are you
Jeffrey
from
about
Colorado?
me. No, I had family that actually. My family's from Colorado. I had grandparents and stuff that came from there. That's why I'm a Nuggets fan in basketball. But ask Jeffrey and Jackson how much I love Colorado. They will tell you Deion Sanders is my guy. I will sit here and argue with you if you disrespect him. Ain't that right,
man.
Jeffrey?
Yes, we have definitely talked about this time too.
Man, I'm going to tell you right now, Austin, you'll love what Miles has got cooking at Colorado at the Voice College Football Monday nights. And I know you're going to love some Colorado magic that you see from Kevin Barber at Locked On Buffs.
Yes.
So I'll make sure you're getting spoiled with some Colorado love.
Listen, like I tell people, I'm diehard Louisville, born and raised in Kentucky. Nothing will ever change that. But when family comes to town, I put on the Colorado stuff. I'll put on the shades. I got the gold chain now. I pimp out for Deion Sanders. I'm a simp.
Pimping out. So are you pimping out like a pimp named Slip?
All I know is whenever I hear that word, I think of that MTV show from the 2000s. That's
Pimp
all.
My Ride.
Every time I hear
every time I hear that word, man.
Well, I'm old enough to where that was actually a common phrase for like, "What's up, my dude?" Like, "What's up, buddy?" Like, "What's good? What's good? What's good? What's up, pimp? What you up to, pimp?" Like people used to say that.
Oh man!
Every time
that was before my time. But I do know a lot of older media. You know, I mean, so like literally, I mean, me and Jackson have both watched Leave It to Beaver and I Love Lucy and all that type of stuff. So
do you and Jackson watch the shows together on YouTube? Is that how it works, or?
No, I've just watched them as a child, and Jackson has too. So it's like it's just ironic.
Oh yeah,
I'm a big I Love Lucy guy and stuff. So yeah,
I'm a big I Love Lucy guy.
Oh yeah.
Here's the thing, Mountaineer Paul. Just for reference, if you go to Jeffrey's channel, he actually made a video. We actually did a coach's ranking one night, and I put Deion in the top 10. And it's like a 30-minute video. I had the shades and the T-shirt and everything, and Jeffrey was just
I flipped it too. I mean, I literally made it his own video.
Wow.
Like Mountaineer Paul, no one's going to question me.
No, there's no way he still has him in his top 10, but he's probably going to say it just so I can go on another 30-minute rant.
No, listen, Deion Sanders is still top 15, fellas. Let's keep it 100.
Oh man!
Dude, it was one of like the friendliest debates.
My show growing up, big bait. Hey,
what about Married with Children, Steve? What about Married with Children? Anybody like Married with Children?
Yeah. Of course,
dude.
I love Archie and Edith, man.
Love and the marriage.
Love and marriage, dude.
Together like a horse and carriage.
This I tell you,
money.
Or 2.5 Men.
One without the other. That's such a good theme.
Oh, my mom, she loves Mama's Family. That's her show. She loves Mama Family, Vicki Lawrence.
Oh my gosh, that show's great too, man.
And Golden Girls. Listen, I'll be the first to admit I love me some Golden Girls, guys. Some Betty White and some Ruth McClane.
You all right, Kitty?
I was trying to pick her up, but she just freaked out on me. I was gonna make her do the thing where they go when they just don't make any. They have no facial expression. You can make them dance.
Man,
there we go.
Hey, Mountaineer Paul, we could be the Golden Boys. We could be like the Golden Boys.
Mountaineers have gold in their colors. I mean,
oh yeah.
Do you remember MacGyver, Jackson?
Oh yeah.
Of course, why didn't you ask me? I remember MacGyver.
He's whooping
Dude,
some butt
MacGyver's
without a
great,
gun.
man. The
Hey,
original.
you know what? We should give Jackson the MacGyver haircut.
Well, I did need a haircut, so I'm gonna do that soon.
Yes.
I mean that's
Jackson,
a
you have to
pretty,
look up the MacGyver haircut. Hold on, I got a good one.
all
Hold on
right.
a second.
Oh, that'll be good for Halloween right there.
Yeah, Jack's gonna look like Richard Marx, man, in the late '80s.
All right, Jackson, here you go. Put it in your X account for you real quick.
Oh, all right.
This is your hair. This is going to be your hair from now on.
I mean that's a pretty good Halloween gig right there.
This is Jackson right here coming up.
So
We got to get him this.
Not the
If
self-
Jackson, I'll pay you $500 if you grow it out like this.
All right. Deal.
I just can't imagine Jackson with long hair, man.
Show him the picture, Jackson.
Oh, here we go. Got it.
Yeah,
There it is. Full mullet, party in the
Mike
front.
Gundy.
Honestly, I could see Jackson
party
rocking
in the
that.
back.
I could see Jackson rocking something
If
like
Jackson
that.
grew a full mullet, full shouldered mullet, I would give him $500.
All right.
I would. Are you going to do it?
Yeah, I could do that.
Okay.
I'm gonna be like, man, this is messed up,
Jeffrey, I could see you rocking
will.
like the slick back, like putting gel in your hair and letting it grow slick back, like one of them old fashioned like mobsters. Yeah, I could see that for
man.
you.
Oh, yeah, sure.
You'd be like,
Give him,
say,
give him a pocket knife to fling around.
Oh, there you go.
yeah. He could be like, say, I'm Jeffrey from Voice of College Football,
Butterfly knife.
Alabama. Say,
Oh man.
I'm gonna be the fat version of Steven Seagal. I'll dye my hair black and grow it out and put it in a ponytail and try to do Aikido on random people.
Caden probably right now, his ears are probably bleeding.
here's the thing. Every group needs a heartthrob. Who's going to be the heartthrob of this group? I mean, we could do Jackson because Jackson has, but I'm thinking Jeffrey. He seems like the heartthrob.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Minor Paul's like the wingman. He's like, he'll help Jeffrey out with the game, you know. He'll be like, hey, that chick over there, like she's beautiful, but
Paul is like he's a cross between a bodyguard, you know, and like a roadie, like a cross. I'm seeing both, man. I'm seeing both.
Well, I mean, my face is all scarred up for a reason. That's for sure. You know, I've definitely been in my
that
fair
is a
share of them.
compliment, by the way. That is the utmost compliment.
Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm definitely.
Everybody needs a bodyguard, man, and every band needs a roadie. So you know,
absolutely. I don't take anything offensive.
And I'll say this before we go, Jack.
Heartthrob, Austin.
Hey, here's the thing: you could be like Freddie Prinze Jr., Jeffrey. And you know,
nah, man.
Listen, Jeffrey. Think about it. I know, we gotta go, but listen. Hey! You get to marry Buffy the Vampire Slayer later on in life.
I'm not disagreeing with that. Okay, but I'm just saying.
See, like, and as Jackson says, she's a wonderful woman, but yeah, Caden, I know you're chomping at the bit like an angry woodpecker. Let me tell you this, Caden. You should be lucky that you get to close the show, good buddy. You always pretend you're in WWE. Well, you're the main event. You're closing it down. Have fun with that.
Revving up his truck to like 8,000 RPMs right now.
Paul, you should have heard our conversation last year about when we heard Austin was seeing a movie called I Know What You Did Last Summer. I won't say on air, but I was like, wait a minute. This sounds like there's gonna be some stuff behind in the background.
Hey, listen. This movie had Madeline Klein. This movie had Madeline Klein in it, Freddie Prinze Jr., Jennifer Love Hewitt. I was sold right there. I mean, woo! Jennifer Love Hewitt's a bad woman.
Forgot. You know what? You guys totally missed on our heartthrob. Caden the Diesel Freak is the heartthrob.
Oh Lord, Dr. Paul, he's the
What's wrong
one
with
that.
him?
Nah. I mean, he's like Dustin Diamond from like Saved by the Bell, dude. He's like some chaotic dude.
Listen, Dr.
Ego,
Paul,
like
His confidence level is a
kleptomaniac
billion
or
though. Like
something.
but
he could
here's the
definitely.
thing. I get where you're coming from, Mr. Paul, but listen, some women don't like all that kind of confidence. I mean, we're thinking more of Jeffrey or me or you or Jackson, calm, like not very sure of ourselves.
Hayden would let that go beyond his head. I mean, it would consume him. You know what I'm saying? Like that would be dangerous.
Oh man.
I mean, here's
I
the
don't know
thing.
where we could take this anymore.
I'll say this. I'll say this.
Preseason.
Yes,
So
I have a good idea for a television show. We could be like Kane could be our comedy relief. We could all be like the Young and the Restless. We all have the serious parts, and Kane comes in and relieves everybody. Just listen to his nonstop.
And that's how Mel Gibson came up with the Passion of the Christ. You never heard that before?
Oh yeah.
I do it all the time. So I think I got it from Family Guy, but so anytime I get random intervals, just say that, like after something that it literally makes no sense, like there's no connection to it. Like somebody could be like, I was at the grocery store today and XYZ happened, and just look up at them and say, and then Peter voices voice if you can. That's how Mel Gibson came up with the Passion of the Christ.
And now you know the rest of the story, man.
And now you know.
Dr.
didn't
Paul,
know,
I have an idea.
Now we know. Huh?
I have an idea for us, good buddy. I just thought of this. What if we become a boy band, all four of us?
Are we like a pop boy band, or are we like a kind of like rock? Somewhat of a boy. I know boy bands.
Please say one of those
rock,
Asian boy bands.
Yeah, we got to have some type of guitar, man.
Well, I heard like one of their songs on a show called Amphibia, but that was it. I've used it for Instagram stories.
As long as Jackson wears a Beatles haircut, I don't care.
See, here's the thing. Anybody used to watch Big Time Rush? We could be that kind of boy band.
That would cool, but I don't think Rush would consider themselves a boy band. I've never listened to YYZ and thought
he was literally talking about Big Time Rush, the Nick show. But yes, I would love to be Rush, even though it's a 3-piece. Rush is great. Okay, I know some people think some Rush fans are crazy. Like Toot, they love their band, but Rush is fantastic, man. The Camera,
maybe Tool,
YYZ, 2112, Bastille Day, Limelight, and Tom Sawyer are overplayed on classic rock radio, but they're still great songs. Fly By Night, Spirit of Radio. Clearly, I know Rush here. Rush is great. Rush is
right.
That's a great band. Like, that is a great band. See, that is music, not some of the stuff people listen to now. I'm sorry. That cannot pass for legitimate music.
So is Tool. Tool is also real music.
Yeah, Tool is good as well. I don't listen to it as much as Rush, but I've heard some Tool songs too. Shizm's good. Some of their songs, man, they say a lot of cuss words, man. I'll just be like, all right.
Well, how about this, Jeffrey?
Cool.
We could be Nickelback. Since Kane doesn't like us, we could be Nickelback. For the ones that like us, great. For someone like Kane, they can
Nickelback again. It used to not be cool. I never really understood exactly why.
Is Creed still hated though? Like Nickelback's making a resurgence. What about Creed? Is Creed still hated? Probably.
Oh man. Oh man.
Caden, I know you're mad at us, and I just want to say I'm sorry.
That probably thinks Creed is the worst music ever.
Okay.
Can you take me her?
Oh boy. Take my heart tonight, baby. Yeah, I can't sing.
Dude, I do agree. Like blues rock, man. Bad Company, like that's a good band right there. It's Bad Company. I mean, that dude, Feel Like Making Love is a great song. That is a banger. Bad Company, the song is great. Shooting Star. Oh man, dude.
Oh man.
Oh my gosh, they had some good songs, man. Bad Company's good.
Oh,
Jackson, we got so many shirt opportunities.
Yeah, I
Coming
listen
up.
to a lot of old music, man. I've listened to Cream. I've listened to Jimi Hendrix, Creedence.
My mom saw the Rolling Stones in person in the
Wow,
70s.
that's crazy.
Rolling Stones.
Dang. Mm.
Jackson,
She's
I
not
think
good
we
with
have
That
enough
was
hit.
real music back then to me. I mean, I feel like that music just. I mean, I know I'm a little tilted because I do like rock music a lot.
Well,
but I mean,
everything was
it's just
like
real music,
sort of.
man.
So everybody's so overexposed to everything, even things like on X, like the Charlie Kirk thing that happened when he got killed, like the violence. Everybody's so overexposed to everything that whenever you go see an event like the Rolling Stones, like in the 70s, think about that. Your life was literally what was in front of you all the time and on TV or the radio. Besides that, though, like you couldn't get on a phone and find anything that has ever been ever. And so when you saw an event like the Rolling Stones, it really was another level of entertainment as to where now, while it would be cool, it's you're still people are over. You can go online and watch 30 Rolling Stones concerts from 1960 to 2026.
Yeah.
So it's I don't know, not quite 60, but you know what I'm saying. So I think that what's the word I'm looking for? Not overexposed kind of works, but it's like overstimulated kind of culture. I do believe personally, like I have certain kind of opinions about like I really do think social media should be regulated. Like I believe things like that, but it's a very unpopular opinion, and I don't think we've fully seen the damage that will come of it.
Well,
Some
think
people do
about
well with
people
it.
like us that grew up kind of without it, and I'm like at the very end. Like when I was a kid, I mean, I had watched VHS tapes. The iPhone wasn't invented yet until I was 3, but not everyone really had one until I was like 8 or 9. So I mean, when I was a kid, it was still
You were born in 05?
04. So it was like that transition time. It still was kind of like kids still went out and played. Around 2014, 15, that all died. That all went away. Now everybody's just internet, video games, social media, which I love video games. But, again, everybody's just doing that all the time. You don't see people actually having fun outside, playing, all that type of stuff. I mean, we're not kids anymore, but you know what I mean? It's just that era is just shot. It's gone. And it's like these kids now, I see 2-year-olds in the store and they got an iPad in front of them. And it's just like, that's their whole world from the cradle. It's like when I was a kid, I was playing Super Mario Brothers on the NES. You know what I mean? I mean, and like on TV, it was like Bob the Builder and Renaissance Disney movies and I Love Lucy and junk. You know what I mean? Like that's what I grew up watching. I watched a lot of older media, which probably is why I like a lot of older songs.
You watched a lot of Nick at Night, didn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I watched Hey Arnold.
That's what
George Lopez,
Ed and Eddie. Courage.
George Lopez
all
is such a
stuff.
curveball and all that. He just thought he was talking about I Love Lucy and all this, and he's like George Lopez.
Hey, George Lopez is great. Don't get me wrong, guys.
I'm not saying it's not a good show, but it was different than the stuff he was talking about.
Yes, you wake up at 4 a.m. and there it is.
Okay,
No. How that song goes. Jeffrey, I know you had to watch George Lopez because we're born around the same time.
Not a lot, but I have seen it before.
I appreciate you guys for letting me come hang out for a little bit.
Oh,
I'm amped up for Omaha tomorrow, guys. I am. I'm really amped up for it.
You ready for West Virginia to whoop Troy's ass tomorrow?
I'm nervous about Troy, man. They've beaten Florida twice. They beaten Alabama this year. They beaten Auburn this year. Like they beat some good teams this year. In a one-game scenario, they're capable of beating us. I feel like we're a little bit hotter of a team. We're playing Chance and Cole, who had 11 strikeouts his last time out, including a regional record 6 in a row. But certainly, in Charles Schwab Stadium where the ball flies, is usually called a warning track rather than home runs. That's going to be a boon for us because they hit so many home runs. But yeah, this is going to be a game where West Virginia is going to be tested. I think that as long as we can get the Benjamin Stubbs early, we should be okay getting to their bullpen. But he's thrown some really nice games this year and must-win situations for them. And they're a dangerous team. Look, they got 30 losses on the year. You would have never thought that they would be as hot as they are. But I mean, they've won. What is it? 14 to their last 16 or something crazy. Like they just went on a run, man. They beat everybody in the Sun Belt to get here, and then they beat Florida twice and Miami to get here. Like they didn't play nobodies. They played the SEC and Miami and like teams with really good talent to get here. West Virginia has played, Kentucky, Wake Forest, Cal Poly, and Binghamton. So, wasn't an easy route, but certainly I think the Cal Poly series was a bit of a rest for West Virginia. We'll see if that helps. But I like Cole on the mound. I think it was a good choice from Coach Saban's, even though Big 12 Pitcher of the Year Max Yale didn't get to start. They're going to wait and play him for potentially the tougher matchup the next game. But, yeah, I'm excited for it. I think that, you get out of this, you have to feel good about West Virginia's chance of getting to the College World Series. I mean, you do. If you can beat a North Carolina or an Ole Miss, beyond tomorrow, it becomes really real.
Yeah, and honestly, I think the Mountaineers went. I think I said 8-3 against Troy. I know I said another game last week, which I think it was like before the tail end of the show, where it's like I had the Mountaineers winning, but it's like they obliterated their opponent. They obliterated Cal Poly.
They did, yeah. They're definitely playing well.
Yeah, because like when you and Cody were talking about last week on College Sports Insiders, where you said that Cal Poly is just a team that's waiting for West Virginia to make errors. You don't win baseball games like that. You can't wait for your opponents to make an error. If you're doing that, you're going to lose.
What's going to happen to you, Jackson, if you try to get in front of that lineup tomorrow?
Oh, man, they're going to chew me up like chicken nugget. They're going to get out the belt and the switch and give me a spanking. That's what they're going to do.
Has Jeffrey saw the pictures we have of you on the other StreamYard?
Oh, he's not yet. But I'm going to show him soon. I got the belt and the cigar.
Oh, my gosh.
It's a picture of Jackson with a cigar in his mouth, cowboy hat, and a belt going,
Yeah.
There's also another one where he's got a diaper on his head.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
it's pretty funny.
Now that's a visual.
Jackson? Oh yeah, he's got chicken nugget assless chaps in one.
Oh, Jackson. Okay. I see you're trying out for that magazine way back in the day for the ladies.
Can we get back to talking about Rush? Oh my God!
Got your poll over here, making sure Jackson looks good for the ladies. I mean, with the chaps and the cigar and the belt. I mean,
well, we'll show the cigar one, but
yeah. But Jackson's like, just make sure you show the PG one.
Hold on a second here.
Oh,
I'm getting a couple of them. I
my.
won't show the bad ones, Jackson.
No worries.
But
sorry,
you have to at
ladies.
least
I
show
know
this
they
one.
exist though. It's like,
we party like alley cats late at midnight. That's what we do.
Everybody.
Sorry to all the ladies
Jackson.
out there that was wanting to see Jack After Dark.
Oh man.
Oh man.
And stay
so-
tuned for next week for Jeffrey After Dark.
Or at least we try to.
At least you try to, huh?
Yes, we got a T-shirt for you, Jeffrey. Jeffrey After Dark, or at least we try to. Book it.
Yeah.
All right, Jackson. There's one. There's two.
Oh, here we go.
There's three.
I'm
And
nervous
there's
now.
The anticipation, man. The anticipation.
Yeah,
Jackson?
this is the cigar one. Oh man, there we go.
Oh man, do you like an outlaw?
Show them the
man?
chaps. That one's not that bad, is it? Or is it chicken nugget chaps?
Or is it?
You don't
Jackson-
have to. I don't want to pressure you if you don't want to show it. It's
Jackson-
it's just AI.
We'll leave the people waiting for more.
Yeah. Just dangle the carrot.
Caden's gonna have a field day with this, Jackson. I hope you know that.
Dude,
Oh, I know.
Caden is good. He's gonna be like, what? Yeah, did I just watch? Ugh.
Oh,
Morons!
look at AI.
I gotta
doing
endure
work.
2 hours. These morons can't take it.
He's probably
anymore.
freaking like a grizzly mama cub ready to pounce on people.
Guys, I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna get some sleep and we'll
Hey,
watch
I
the
was
Super
gonna
Regional
clean
tomorrow.
like an hour ago, so that's a compliment, Mountaineer Paul. I stayed on. It was a great time.
Good.
I
Yeah.
appreciate you for
There we
coming
go.
on. It was fun.
Yeah, it's fun to talk to you guys. I appreciate it.
Oh,
I
it's
got to give
fun
my
as
dude
all-
Jackson and Jeffrey and Austin some time here. Jackson gives me so much of his time over there on Locked On West Virginia, and he's a good helper. He does a lot of things for me when I need help, so I appreciate him.
Always happy to help my guy, man. It's like you've been playing a part in helping me get out there, and least I can do is help you out as much as possible. And also, let's help our guy Mountaineer Paul get to 7,500 subs. He's getting there soon on Locked On West Virginia, but also check him out on College Sports Insiders. It's getting close to 500 subs.
Yeah, not bad for it's only been up for a couple days.
Oh yeah,
That's fantastic.
oh yeah. I appreciate it.
Definitely
Man.
check it out for sure. I mean, y'all's shows are great. I mean, I don't get to tune into them all the time, but they're really good, man.
Oh,
Yeah, I think Jackson's come a long way. You know, like we just had to figure out a formula that worked for us. You know, because obviously Jackson's not as well researched on West Virginia as me, so it's like I'm pulling him into these sometimes, and he's like, he doesn't have a whole lot to go on. So we've had to figure out how to get him up to speed quicker on things so that he can actually comment on it, because his memory's so good anyway, like as you guys see all the time.
Oh yeah.
Like he remembers the craziest things. So, you know, just getting him up to speed with certain things and letting him learn how to play off me, because I'm long-winded. So we really just need him to make, you know, a few key points here and there and kind of be that wingman, like you said, for me on the show. And people enjoy it. There are some people that don't, but for the most part, people like having Jackson be on there, and he comes on a lot. I do bring him on a lot, but that's a compliment for me to do that. You know, like there are other people I could bring on. It's just my trust levels with certain people are not like they used to be. In this business, I've learned the hard way a couple times that, you know, not everybody is who they pretend to be in person with you. And, you know, not that I have some huge platform, but there have been people that have, I think, used me to get subscribers and things before. So I just try to have discernment, you know, and I'm trying to teach Jackson things too. Like we've taught him how to use some other programs to better what he does. So, you know, it's also about helping Jackson, because I think he deserves that.
Well, I think you and I are learning a lot from one another, and you know we're, you know that's the best part about this business, making everybody like making one another better. You know, it's like
and having fun. I mean, at the end of the day, it's, you know, having fun is the key. Because I mean, me and Jackson been doing Alabama call-in shows, the 88th show, and I can't believe it's been the 88th show, and it's like
October of 2024.
I mean, to me, like, this is a show where it's Alabama. You know, we try our best to keep it Alabama centric, but when we bring on the callers, it's about having a great time. And
well,
I mean,
and a shout out,
Jackson has to reel me back in, because I'll go on a 20-minute tangent sometimes. I mean,
yeah, I'll be like, come on back, Jeffrey, come on back. Yeah, but I will say, like, how the college show happened was like, you know, it is like, you know, and there's a shout out to our guy TJ, who is one of the magicians of Michigan, but we also called the older brother the voice of College Football Network, because I mean, Jeffrey and TJ came to me about the college show at the time, and it was like they were like, "You want to do a college show?" I'm like, "Well, I've got 3 words," as they would say on
Yes,
Gravity Falls.
definitely, absolutely.
Yep. You know me so well. So it's like, there we go. Oh, we appreciate Steve. We appreciate it,
Steve. I love when Steve, like, you know, when he's like, "Oh boy, here we go." When I see those comments, that just like it makes you just want to keep going. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Listen,
yeah. Unfortunately, I haven't converted Steve yet for me, but hopefully in the future, Steve and I can become closer.
I think you'll definitely see him on the College Sports Insiders show for sure. Like when you see him in the comments, I know that.
Absolutely.
And I can't wait to see more magic that all of us are going to be bringing soon. Like, I know you're going to see Paul and I bring more magic on College Sports Insiders. I know you're going to see Jeffrey and I bring more magic on Mondays, Thursdays here on Alabama with the Voice of College Football. You're going to be seeing Jeffrey bring more magic on Only Talk Sports, where he talks sports every single day, or at least tries to. You're going to see more magic from Austin. No worries. No worries, people. I will be doing something with Austin again soon.
Hopefully, my UFL prediction is correct for Austin. Hopefully.
Prop. So it's like, no worries. No worries.
Yes.
Because we hadn't done an NFL show doesn't mean we're not. No worries. We'll do something.
Jackson, can I ask a favor of you?
All right.
Is Caden your next caller?
Nah, I think he's gone to bed.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh, we actually were live for so long that he dropped off.
Okay.
That's insane.
I had an intro prepared for you, Jackson, to save your voice. I was going to intro him real good.
Good night,
Segue in
fellas.
Appreciate it,
Paul,
man. Paul.
see
You
you
have a
soon.
great
Stay
night.
safe. Stay cool. Stay away from the heat, my guy.
Later, guys.
Later, Paul.
Okay. Well, since
Can't believe
Caden
it's
went,
almost 1 a.m.
hey
Yeah,
Jeffrey, we
we'll
did
have
it.
Caden call in next week. No worries, Caden. You can call after Godfather the SEC.
Listen, before I go, I do want to say I'm sorry, Caden. I know you have a lot on your mind. I apologize if I took up your time.
It was
I
the
do mean
Bama
that.
Ohio State 2027 game again. It's all it was.
See, here's the thing, though, Jeffrey. I'm just reiterating. I'm just apologizing. I don't want Caden to feel slighted. Like I want Caden to know I am sorry. Like, that was not intended. But I do have a fun time with you guys, as always. And, of course, like Jackson said, we've got magic cooking everywhere. Jeffrey recently did the NBA Finals play-by-play. He got to call one of the greatest comebacks in NBA Finals history, which is cool for
so great.
Yes. And Jackson's making magic on Monday and Thursdays and every other day of the week. We're all doing a little something here. Like, we all got a little thing, and like Jackson said, we all love each other. We're all a community here, whether you're Ohio State, Alabama, Louisville in my case, or even crazy old Caden. We love him too. He's like the crazy old redheaded stepchild that comes to Thanksgiving. You love him, but you're just like, go away, Caden. Go away. But with that being said, though, guys, off to bed we go. Thank you all as always. Jeffrey, get you some sleep. Jackson, yeah, you just keep those chicken nugget chaps on, good buddy. I love you to death, but I don't need to see that. And as always, fellas, roll tide, roll cards, and Deion Sanders is the GOAT, Jeffrey.
Have a good night, Austin.
Oh, well, Jeffrey, I think you got some more magic coming our way. So let's tell people what you got.
Yeah, it's been a busy week. Yeah, I mean, we had the college show, or the Crimson Tide show with you and Travion on Monday, the college show tonight. It's been fantastic. I did the live play-by-play reaction for the Knicks Spurs game 4, or game 5, actually. Game 5. No, it was game 4. Yeah, game 4. I'm losing it. It's getting late. Game 4. Game 5 is the next one. Game 4. So that was a ton of fun. And then also had the UFL prediction video as well. Definitely was a ton of fun making a video on a league that I've probably only watched 25% of the games, but I still have tried to support the UFL. As spring football is still legitimate football, and I've watched like one game a week at least, and I did my prediction for that. So if you want to check that out, I would definitely appreciate it on my channel, Only Talk Sports. If hit the notification bell, would appreciate it. Know when I am making a video or going live on my channel. Definitely try to have more content coming up soon over there. Also follow me on X to know when I'm making a video or going live on my channel, or at Alabama, the voice of college football. Most importantly, could not have gotten to 3,200 subscribers without you guys. Hopefully we can get to 3,500 subscribers, 5,000 subscribers. We know we will with your guys' support. We couldn't do it without you guys. The community is so much better because of you guys. All different fan bases, Ohio State, Michigan. We got West Virginia with Mountaineer Paul. We got fans everywhere from all different teams, but, definitely keep it Bama Center. But we talk about a lot of other stuff as well. So it's always a blast, but I appreciate all of you guys and all the support, and definitely roll tide. I will definitely see you guys on Monday. maybe sooner. I don't know if I'll have something on my channel before then, but definitely on Monday with Travion and Jackson. And good luck, Jackson, if Caden comes on.
All right, man. Well, I'll have Bomb before. Well, there we go. I think we're gonna have it rounded out with Caden the Diesel Freak. Here we go. So he's gonna be our last caller of the night. Yo, sorry about the long wait, man.
I was letting you dumbasses keep going. Good night.
What's on your mind tonight, man?
Well, besides kicking ass, raising hell, and I had Cookie Monster's Heart for dessert last night, which was, I will admit, delicious.
Well, what did Cookie Monster's Heart taste like exactly?
A lot of pity and what I like to taste, a lot of my enemies' tears.
Enemies and tears. Huh? What flavor was it? Was it like a cherry feeling? What was it, like a sugary feeling? Did it have like chocolate, vanilla, sugar? Like what
Well,
what kind?
obviously, Jackson, you should know what the color of a heart is. It's red.
Oh, I
So,
know.
I mean,
I
think you can get a
know.
bigger-
But I just wanted you to describe it for the people.
Well, I guess you're talking to one crazy SOB. Well, it was kind of a sweet cherry tart mix.
Oh, okay. I like cherry tarts. I mean, chat, y'all like cherry tarts, right?
And besides, Michigander is the jackass of the Michigan channel, kissing TJ Rowan's ass. By the way.
Hey, TJ and John make a lot of magic on the Michigan channel, man. I tell you what.
Yeah, well, you know what? Them boys cannot hold my jock strap in a million years. I guarantee you that.
Well, we saw your buddy. We saw Burt's was back in the chat tonight. He's now known as Wolverine Fighter.
Yeah, well, you know what? The most hated Wolverine fan, I give him credit. You know what? He told Michigan fans the truth. The Michigan channel wants to say fuck off. Well, I tell TJ, John, and that jackass Johnny Olden to go to hell and fuck themselves because they ain't nothing more than a bunch of fucking morons that wear that color and disgrace that color. And I could say from a fan standpoint, they're jackasses.
Man, what they do to you, man? Like, good grief. I mean, they're pretty cool guys, man.
Jackson, if I want to give somebody hell, I'll give them hell.
Okay.
So, and you're talking to the same guy who was once known as the craziest SOB. But that's just because I got kind of a bit of a dark side to me. But I won't share much of that dark side because it's a whole lot of evil you don't want to see. A little Jekyll and Hyde, I guess you could say. I'm kind of a bit of a Jekyll and Hyde.
I thought that was a chuckle for a moment. So I got the Lindy's preseason magazine today. And Michigander, you let me know what you think about this. Michigan is 5th in the Big Ten preseason standings by Lindy's. I'm not too crazy about USC being 4th, but that's just me. But Ohio State is 2nd to Oregon in the preseason standings by Lindy's. What do you say to that?
Wendy's just doesn't understand that Ohio State was number 1 for the last couple of years. And then we literally went down because we lost to Indiana this past year. That whole preseason poll by Wendy's is just their excuse that they don't like the Ohio State University Buckeyes. I mean, let's be honest. Everybody doesn't like them Buckeyes. Well, only true Buckeye fans like the Buckeyes, but everybody else who ain't part of the Buckeye fan base, you know what? Y'all can hate us, but we're going to still dominate every Saturday and do what we do best. That's kicking people's ass, not giving a damn, and doing what we do best. And that's just beating people.
Okay.
That's including Texas, who we got coming up this season in Texas at a night game, which, I mean, that's not going to be no coincidence. That's going to be a 49-3 blowout in Texas, in the heart of Death Valley. So I ain't going to be damn surprised if we come in there. Hellfire and brimstone.
Yeah, I mean Texas, Ohio State's gonna be a fun one, but I know Michigan, Oklahoma, I'm gonna enjoy the heck out of that game as well. Like I'm gonna enjoy both of them really.
Oklahoma, Michigan's just a scrimmage of two dummies that can't figure out which one of them's even more dumber than the other. So I mean, it's not gonna be anything new to me. It's just who's dumber, Michigan or Oklahoma. Both of them are dumb.
Well, I know it. So we got somebody in the chat named OKC Matador saying schedule tech. I won't say that last word, but I will say if you're gonna be cussing in the chat, people put if you want me to read the cuss words, put it in a super chat. Put it in see, Caden's got the rule all set. Like he's got it set for y'all.
Well, because I've cursed in super chats before, people, and Jackson and Jeffrey say it's a compliment when I mean it as an insult.
Yep. So
I still say Jeffrey's more dumber than he looks when he says my insults are compliments. Dumbass, they're damn insults. Like, can you not understand the difference between a compliment and an insult? Every time I insult you, I insult you. Like, good grave.
Duly noted.
Like, I said this to multiple times in the comments section. I'd rather be with my ex-girlfriend from back in high school than be a Notre Dame fan. Hell, I'd rather. Yeah.
And we got a $2 super chat from OKC Matador saying schedule tech, sir. We appreciate $2 super chat, good buddy. And matter of fact, I would like to see Alabama play Texas Tech. That would be pretty cool. I'm not the guy to say it to, of course, but what you want to do is send it, let the athletic director, or better yet, the assistant athletic directors know for sure. If you want your team be scheduled from this opponent or that opponent, I think that's what you do is email the assistant athletic director.
And that's what I did for Alabama. I begged them for 5 years to have a schedule. And I literally said in the last email I sent in 2022 to them, I said, grow a set and schedule Ohio State. And you know what? They finally decided to grow a set. Like, are y'all afraid of playing Ohio State at their prime? Because that's not going to be a good thing. Yeah, y'all are scared. Y'all don't want the hellfire and brimstone coming your way. I mean, I said this multiple times in your comments, Jackson, and even Jeffrey's. I said I'd rather drink my ex-girlfriend's breast milk than be an Alabama or an Auburn fan. Yeah, I stood by that, and I still stand by that. Truth be told, and in the words of my good buddy who watches the show also and likes it when I come on here, shout out to everybody at home. He said he would rather date the adult film star Stella Anders than be a dumb scum fan. I told him, I said, hell, you guys will make a cute couple. A badass girlfriend and a badass man. I mean, that's two peas in a pod right there. To be told.
Oh man!
Hey, Jackson, I've said I would date an adult film star, so I will vote. Hey,
like you guys are killing it with the comments tonight.
Hey, Jackson, it's true. I would date an adult film star, like no questions asked. Hell, I actually went to what was it, that convention one time? What's it called? In Miami, just on a whim, and I'm like, Dad.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
A few times, and, yeah, I literally have I literally almost took a few of their phone numbers down. So,
Oh, wow. Nice.
hey, it doesn't hurt to be Kate the Diesel Freak. Women want to be with you, men try to be you. Well, unfortunately, there's too many jackasses and not enough badasses. And I can name a couple of jackasses I know. That's Jeffrey from Only Talk Sports, the goof father who went off like Sleepy Joe Biden, running off when he knew I was in the building. Sports Talk with Austin. That boy could not hold my jockstrap or my boots in a million years. And he wishes he would be me, but he knows if he was around the women I was around, buddy, you would not last a damn minute. I'm the only one around here that knows how to handle the crazy women. Let's see, Michigander, John D'Animo, that fat ginger-headed bastard, Johnny Olin, that jackass, and then TJ Rowan, that piece of shit. And I couldn't even tell why the guys at Detroit Lions and a Michigan Wolverines said, yeah, you had some wins, yet the playoff hope for them Lions is 0-0 because, the Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks are, bringing the doom to the NFC. And, Ohio State's going to bring hell, fire, and brimstone again this year. And I think it's pretty apparent. Wendy's, they don't know what college football means, especially to a program like Ohio State, who they featured multiple times on Big Noon Kickoff, and we're the premier sponsors of those games. And they know what kind of a top-tier defense Ohio State has, the capabilities of that defense, and that if they choose to blow out an opponent, say 72-0, they can. But you know what? That's just Ohio State's way of saying we can play you either way. We can finish.
Oh, here we go. We got another caller in the chat. We got the Godfather coming in. Yo.
What the hell does that piece of shit want?
Caden, what are you doing running your mouth at 12 o'clock at night? Do you not have a day job?
Stop running your daggone mouth.
Do you not have a day job?
I do have a day job, but unfortunately right now, tomorrow's my day off because I worked extra today, and I was up early since 5:30, damn it.
You was? Listen, you can't tolerate me. I've got feelings. You can't do that. I've got feelings. Nothing but feelings. Just true feelings.
Oh, Lord.
Anyway, don't make me.
I'm going to tell you this. You wish you were me, and you wish you were my shoes. But I know you wouldn't last a damn minute. Not a single damn minute.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go and let Jackson finish it on up there. So you make sure before the show's over now.
Get the hell out of here, Godfather. I'm about to tell you this. Get your crimson and white ass out of here before I come over there and I'll beat it out of you. How about that now?
Oh, man.
I'll give you a little preview of Alabama, Ohio State right here, right now.
Oh,
How about that?
Oh me, I gotta get my Pepto Bismol. I'm going to get my Pepto.
You know, you can take that Pepto Bismol and shove it straight up your rear end. That's what you can do.
I'm gonna have Mark Rogers have to buy me a case of Pepto Bismol for listening to your shit every week. He's gonna owe me a case of Pepto Bismol. Anyway,
I'm gonna give Godfather the old Alabama OSU preview. It is gonna be an ass whooping.
Okay. Settle down. Okay.
You going back out? Come on. What you doing? Running away?
Okay.
Make sure if you're gonna stay on the show, help Jackson do the roll tide at the end.
There we go.
Oh, I'll help him do the roll, but it ain't gonna be that roll.
All
it's gonna be the roll that should be done. Roll, Buckeyes, roll, motherfucker.
Okay. There's okay.
When you're on with the diesel freak, and as I say, if you cannot hang, you cannot walk, and you cannot do the things that I do, like the diesel freak does, then you can get the hell out of here. Because I'm the only man on this show that has the balls to call you out, Jackson Johnson out, and those dumbass asses out because apparently this whole place needs cleaned out. And I don't know
Good
what
night
clean the
there.
damn place
Good
out.
night there,
And
Samuel
as far as I'm
Jackson.
concerned, you goofballs can't even learn a single damn lesson.
All right.
That's a whole
Okay.
damn fact.
Okay,
And let me
Caden.
tell you the other one.
Okay. Say goodnight,
Jackson,
Caden.
I'm sorry I caused this. I'm sorry.
Now hold on. Now
Hold
the
on.
hell on. Hold the hell on. I ain't done talking, son, since you decided to run the clock on me. Let me tell you this. Since I'm the only one, I'm going to give you a little lesson here.
Okay.
As an old friend of mine, the dead man, says, don't write checks with your mouth that your ass can't cash, because apparently y'all don't learn that lesson the first time around, and you ain't going to learn that lesson ever, which apparently,
Okay.
that's kind of sad to be quite honest, but I don't feel sad for any of y'all.
Night,
To
night,
be
Caden.
fair.
Night.
But you know what? As I like to say, roll, Buckeyes, roll, and let's torch the tide, boys. Because the ladies want to be with me, and y'all punks want to try to be me. But that's just how life goes when you're that one special, unique, tough, evil SOB that walks around here.
Okay,
you know
Cade. Night, night. Yeah, Cade. Yeah, Cade needs to go night, night. We'll see him next Thursday, though.
I hate I caused this night. I'll apologize to Mark. Tell him I send my utmost apology to him.
Oh, no worries.
He'll just only owe me for a half a case of Pepto Bismol.
Oh, man. Like, I think my head's hurting a little bit, but I'm just making sure I'm getting some liquid IV before I go to bed.
You may need the other half a case of Pepto Bismol. All right, I'm getting off here. Roll Tide. Be safe.
Roll Tide, roll. And that was Godfather ending the show tonight. And we just want to say thank you guys for coming in, the chat coming in, giving your calls. Thank you to Cade, the Diesel Freak, Godfather, the SEC, and OKC Matador for the super chats. And Michigander, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your hilarious comments. I gotta start ranking them. I gotta start ranking them, honestly, because I'm just I get a laugh. And thank you to Mountaineer Paul. Thank you to Sports Talk with Austin for calling in. Thank y'all so much. Thank you to Godfather as well, who's like the first caller as always, man. Like we appreciate it very much. And appreciate my guy Jeffrey, man. Like he is one of the many go-tos as well in the sports world. And I can tell you right now, it's always a fun ride. We've got more magic coming your way on Alabama, the Voice of College Football. You can check me, Jeffrey, and Trevion Ware Monday nights on Crimson Tide Live, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And, of course, you can check Jeffrey and I out Thursday nights as we take your calls on the Crimson Tide and about other things, I guess. But we'll be talking a lot about the Crimson Tide coming your way, especially as the season gets closer and closer. And Tuesday nights, you can check out Kelsey Huffine, Carson Becker, and Trevion Ware, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Alabama Primetime Live. And I can tell you right now, it's a star-studded lineup on Alabama at the Voice of College Football. But, of course, you can also check me out on Jackson Johnson 979, where I've got my own YouTube channel. And I've got my show, The Jackson. I've got some guests coming the way on there. And you can check me out on College Sports Insiders with Mountaineer Paul. Every time we go on, we have a fun ride on there. And you can check out my guest appearances on Lockdown, West Virginia. But you can also check out the latest episode that Tucker Harlan, Andrew Miller, and I did with Chris Phillips of SEC Unfiltered from SEC Live. We've got some magic coming the way on there. More magic on SEC at the Voice of College Football. And, of course, you can check me out all right here on Alabama at the Voice of College Football. And for more updates on what we've got on the Crimson Tide and for more updates what I've got in my life, check me out on JacksonVOCFB on /Twitter and on Instagram, that's JacksonJohnson543908. And with that being said, like, comment, subscribe, click on the notification bell so you never miss a video whatsoever. And we will see y'all soon. And roll Tide. And also thank you to Jake Cornett for tuning in. we'll definitely be seeing each other more on Alabama, Kentucky. And you'll love the early preview we got. And with that, good night, everybody.